minute or so late. We're a minute or so. Oh, there we go.
What are we?
What is going on, football fans? Welcome in the Sports Insanity Network NFL Draft live stream first round. You got the Podmaster, you got Corpus Crispy, Danny Boy
What's
Ryan
up?
will be here in a moment. The old ops guy will make an appearance at some point, we hope. But welcome to the
He's taking his
2020.
walker to the. He's taking his
Whoa, whoa.
walker to the computer.
Or he's just waiting to yell obscenities at Jerry Jones because that's how these things work. But
Like you
welcome.
yell upset at these kids on bicycles.
I think there's going to be some yelling here. I do. I think there will be some yelling going down. So it is the first round of the NFL draft. We'll cover all the picks. We will also be discussing as the teams move along. We'll go into biggest needs and outlooks, unless you're the Philadelphia Eagles and you're just really good. Right, Bill?
Uh, you had to say that. You wanted me to wear my Saquon shirt, but no, I'm wearing Thibodeau instead
He might get
because I
traded
knew
tonight,
why.
too.
Was
Depending on
it?
where the Giants go at 3, they might trade him, too.
That's true. I was actually having that conversation with my father earlier tonight. Believe it or not.
I have to ask this, but
And
have
I
you
have
ever
to answer
gone
this.
to, have you ever gone to has your father ever go, Bill, you are my son, like Star Wars?
No, he hasn't.
Oh, it's kind of a letdown. All right. But
Has
anyway,
your father ever went to you and said, Mike, I am your father?
no, I don't think he wants to either. He left for a pack of cigarettes, never came back.
You stole that from The Simpsons.
Great show. But as we mentioned, we'll go through every pick, hopefully 1 through 32. And then from there, we'll call it a night, but we'll see who does what. There's been a lot of trade chatter. Apparently, Cleveland looking to move down from 2. So we'll update
Giants are
you.
looking to trade back into round one.
That's really them in Cleveland because I know Cleveland is 33 tomorrow and the Giants are 34. So,
I
I'm
think you know what it
intrigued
is.
by who. Go ahead.
Last year, this was gonna be a very predictable draft last year. We all knew Caleb Williams was going one. We all knew Drake May or Jaden Daniels was gonna go two or three. We all knew Marvin Harrison Jr. was going number four. We all that I think this draft is gonna be very unpredictable.
Well, I think after we get through one, because I think one we know where we're going. Once the Tennessee Titans are put on the clock, we're pretty sure the answer is going to be Cam
It's
Ward, the
gonna be Cam
quarterback
Ward.
from Miami. But then the draft really starts at 2. Does Cleveland take Travis Hunter? Do they take Abdul Carter? Or do they trade down potentially? And if they
Or
trade,
do they take Shador or Dart to
I don't think
either?
you're taking either one of those guys at 2. And I got to tell you, the Shadur stuff that I've heard over the last 24 hours is really, really interesting because there's been talks he could go as high as 9 to New Orleans. And now there's talks he might even fall out of the first round.
There's talk he might not even go. He might go until he might. Yeah. By the way, Goodell and them are on stage on bicycles right now.
See, listen, I know there's a lot of photo ops for this thing, but we're at the point now where you say you're starting it at 8. Let's just get it going.
All right, he's on stage.
Yeah, he is.
Wisconsin, you know.
So let's
You
see what happens here. I'm presuming, well, I mean, they're just gonna push the put the Titans on the clock, and we'll have to talk about the Titans as we're joined
there he
by,
is.
by the biggest New York Titan fan there is. What's
Funny.
up, Dan?
None. Oh, draft is here.
It
We're
is,
excited.
and we're also gonna have to wait another 20 minutes before they announce the first pick. But
Yeah, because they take too long. Oh man.
Hit the gong.
uh, so yeah, we're entering the first round. So for those who don't know, if you don't listen to any of our podcasts, you check them out wherever you get your podcasts. Bill's a Giants fan. Dan is a Jet fan. And I am a Miami Dolphins fan. And if the old ops guy shows up, who knows? He roots for the Dallas Cowboys because him and Jerry Jones were born in the same year.
Oh,
Da-dun-da. But anyway, so Dan, how you feeling coming into the draft for the Jets?
Hopefully good. I mean, as they're doing their introductions and stuff. Um, I just think that for
oh,
the
little wings
Jets
here.
right now they have to prioritize a lot of things, especially the offense, because offense in terms of the O line, in terms of the receiving core, it was just lackluster. Quarterback play wasn't great. They're obviously addressing the short term with Justin Fields and stuff. So hopefully on offense, they'll address the long term issues. I'm not necessarily asking them to take the quarterback in the later rounds because we do have Jordan Travis. And Rifkin, I know you've been way off this guy. I know you're not totally on board with Travis because of his injury history. He's also not that great, but he's already in the building. Groom him.
Listen, you're right. I'm not on the Jordan Travis, but I'm on the Justin Fields train.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Let's just say Justin Fields. I hate to cut you off, Rifkin. Let's just say Justin Fields works out in New York. Is it possible they can just keep it? I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I mean, if Justin Fields plays well, and that's my problem with Justin Fields is he's never really gotten the opportunity. Chicago,
Okay, folks.
yeah, Bell.
Titans are on the clock.
Yeah.
They're
Okay.
on the clock.
Okay. The time's off.
Let us know when the pick is in.
Okay.
We'll get into the Titan talk in a second, but to your point, Dan, like Justin Fields, I'm of the side of he deserves an opportunity.
Right.
And if the Jets give him that opportunity and he plays well, you got your quarterback for the next 5, 6, 7, maybe even 10 years. So there's that as well. I know Bill wants Shedeur at 3.
No, I was actually talking to my coworker today, who's also a big Giants fan, and he said he wants Shedeur. I'm like, nah, I want Carter or Hunter.
Yeah. And those are probably the better picks because they fill positions of need. And they're both explosive players.
And what's funny is we did our mock draft on Monday. Go check that out.
Yeah.
Reg had the Giants taking dual Carter. I had them taking Travis Hunter. So one of us may be right, one of us may be wrong.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't think you could go wrong either way. Now here's
no,
going to
you
be
can't. No, I think either or I'd be happy.
Either way, you're getting maybe not even a position of need when it comes to Abdul Carter, but Abdul Carter next to Brian Burns. Oof, that could be real nasty. And then Travis Hunter would immediately become a great number 2 receiver and the best corner on the Giants.
Oh, wait, they just showed Cam on the phone, so you know what that means.
Cam Ward is on
We
a
all agree.
Yeah, and it's the right pick. It's the right pick for them. Look, this is not the greatest quarterback class. Doesn't mean that there
Well, it
aren't
isn't.
quarterbacks here, but
well, this is also
yeah.
a GM and a coach that didn't select Will Levis. And when Will Levis got the opportunity, he wasn't great. So this is the shot here for Cam Ward and Brian Callahan and the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, like the Will Levis experiment. I said it's over. I remember, Reg, you said on Monday it didn't even start.
Well, it never got off the ground, and part of that is I don't know organizationally if they understand what they were doing. Remember, they traded AJ Brown for Traylon Burks. Essentially, they traded Brown for a first round pick. They then took a guy who was comped to AJ Brown, and Traylon Burks has stunk.
I hope to run it a lot smoother with you. I know that on the other ABC stations we got
So,
happening. T-News isn't affected by that.
where are you on this, Bill?
Got its own thing.
Where am I and where?
On the Titans.
Okay.
I think they're good. I think they're gonna pick Ward because again, the Levis experiment never got off the ground. He has a 5-16 record. Ward has thrown 4,313 yards and 39 touchdowns last season, and added 204 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns. So I think right now they gotta pick Cam Ward. The Titans just bombed with Levis.
The confusion we
I
had
think right now Ward is your guy.
And here's the other thing. You're adding to a team that has spent money. Tony Pollard, they spent money on. Calvin Ridley, they spent a ton of money on.
Yeah,
You know, I just told you about what they gave up for Traylon Burks. They spent some money on the offensive line. I still don't know why Mike Vrabel's still not the coach of this team, but I'll never understand why.
No, that was one of the strangest firings I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I still don't get
That was
it.
the
So.
absolutely strangest firing I've ever saw, Mike.
Yeah, and they bring in Brian Callahan, younger brother of Ryan Callahan. I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe the brother of Tommy Callahan. And if you don't get that reference, I can't help you. Tommy Boy, great film.
Hey, oh, pick is in.
All right, so we
It says on the ticker, pick
presume
is
it's
in. They
Cam.
haven't announced it yet, though.
Yeah, because now it's going to take Goodell 20 years to walk from wherever he is back to the stage.
27-10 because of the 13-second delay.
Okay, you think it's gonna be Cam? I think it's gonna be Cam.
It's Cam.
It's Cam.
I'm really excited to have a really good night with y'all again.
Is it Cam Ward
I'm right here with you.
or is it Cam? You know, is there another Cam in the draft? Oh, no, Cam Scatterbu, the Arizona State running back. Where's he going? He won't be
How
taken
funny.
tonight, but you know, he's a guy on day 3 I would love to take. So, as we wait for the Titans to make the announcement of Cam Ward, we'll then get into Cleveland.
Hey, sorry about the noise back there. I'm at work. I forgot to mute myself.
No, all good. Everything all right.
Yeah, everything's fine. Did you hear all that? Again, I apologize.
Yeah. Was trying not to listen. Was trying
The
to.
pick is in.
Yeah, that's what we're talking. Pick is in.
But I do apologize.
Oh, All right, Adam Schefter bomb.
Okay.
The Cleveland Browns are trading the number 2 pick, the number 104 pick, and pick 200 to the Jaguars.
Okay.
Really?
The Jaguars are sending number 5, number 36, number 126, and next year's first round pick to Cleveland. So that's an Adam Schefter bomb.
Yeah,
The
and then we
Jags are
got-
jumping
Whoa.
too.
Yeah, and then Cam Ward just got chosen by the Titans.
So the AFC South going 1-2.
Okay.
So now, all right, Cam Ward has been selected by the Titans, and now with the Jaguars number 2, like, are the Jaguars going to stick and get Mason Graham, or are they going to go for
I think it's
Abdul Carter,
Hunter. As this has to be Hunter.
or are they going to go
Gotta
for
be.
Hunter or Carter?
Here's my thing. If you were Cleveland, I would have stayed and taken Carter just because I could have had Carter and Myles Garrett.
So Cam Ward is 1.
I'm going to say this has to be
Yeah,
unless the
it's gotta be.
Jaguars really
You don't-
went weird and this is going to be Ashton Genty.
Yeah, you can't trade all that for a nobody.
I think they're getting Abdul Carter. I'm calling it.
All right, so
getting
the
either-
Giants would wind up with Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
Which I predicted, actually.
All right, well, we'll see what happens.
But no, this is a.
Wow.
Or
Man.
are they going to shoot up and they really want Mason Graham?
But who in front of them was taking Mason Graham? Was New England really going to
Exactly.
do that?
We'd like to welcome Cam Ward to the NFL.
Well, here's the other thing this does for Cleveland because they now pick 33 and 36. That gives them more ammunition to move into the back end of the first round to get the quarterback they want. Because we all know
That is a
how
good
it's
point.
gone for Deshaun Watson.
Right, Jacksonville's on the clock. Like right now, they're getting either Carter or they're getting Hunter right now. They're getting either Carter or Hunter.
We'll have to see what's going down, but I mean,
Okay.
man,
Yeah.
James
Well,
Gladstone.
We're already starting off interested, and we're not
It's
even.
a shame that Halpern can't see this. Halpern go crazy for this.
He went crazy regardless, but man,
Oh man. The Jaguars on the clock.
James Gladstone, the new GM, making moves. So we'll see what happens here as Cleveland trades down. The Jags are on the clock.
So
Remember, they gave Trevor Lawrence that massive extension last year, and it is not.
So we all know they're not going for Shador. We all know they're not going for Dart.
Oh, no. I'm not saying they are. I just wanted to make the point of emphasis of how bad they were last year.
the Jaguars better be right. They traded a lot to get this number 2 overall pick.
Yeah, this has to be. This is a very complicated deal. And the reason why I say it's complicated is if you're Cleveland, and I've said this before on the Wishbone podcast, I think Cleveland's immensely talented. They just haven't gotten any contribution out of Deshaun Watson. if you're Cleveland, you could have paired Myles Garrett with Abdul Carter, or you could have paired Travis Hunter with Denzel Ward, and then Travis Hunter would have immediately been paired also with Jerry Jeudy. So
Pick is in.
Cleveland could have added a dynamic player,
They could have.
and they trade down the 3 spots. Now, I'm not saying Cleveland made a mistake here, mainly because their one mistake was trading for Deshaun Watson.
But you're right. They could have gotten Abdul Carter to complement Myles Garrett. They could have gotten
with Myles Garrett staying there. Myles Garrett should be like, why did I stay? As we wait for the selection to be made here by the Jaguars.
A lot of people, I don't know if it's official, but a lot of people are saying Hunter right now.
A lot of people saying Hunter.
They're on the hunt there after you.
Yeah.
Because juice is like wine, and I'm hungry like the wolf.
All right, let's see.
Because it takes Goodell 30 minutes to make the announcement.
At this point, he should just have someone run for the pick and hand it to him. Like literally. Or he should be back on the bike. If he's back on the bike, I'm okay.
Yes, ESPN. That was like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, look who else decided to join.
Hey, it's the Patch Man.
It's when we don't ask him to come on the show. He comes
what, Patch? We're not going to ask you to come on.
But I don't know what you guys are so mad about. I ask Patch all the time if he's hopping in.
I need some bowling updates. Have you bowled the 300 yet? 7 times, 8 times, 9 times?
I shot one 2 Wednesdays ago.
2 Wednesdays.
Have you ever dropped a bowling ball on your foot intentionally?
All right, Goodell's coming to the stage.
All right.
Man, the Jags picked quick.
Yeah. Oh man.
I leave for States tomorrow, so while Mom's
Oh,
finishing up cooking, while Mom's finishing up cooking food, she's like, "You're free to go for now." I'm like, "Yes, I'm joining my friends."
I do want to say this, Patch. In this trade between Jacksonville and Cleveland, how many AEW shows do you think Cleveland's getting in the next year?
None.
Oh, it's just how Cleveland likes it. Boring.
That's the way Cleveland rocks.
At least they're not Detroit.
At least Detroit's good.
Not the Pistons.
Fuck the Pistons. Pardon my French.
By the way, Knicks are killing it, so that's great.
Oh. All right. So
Get to the pick already. We know who's going to be. Holy crap!
Get on with it.
that's the other thing. Like there are reporters who are going to break online saying who the pick is before we even know. Like at this point, let's just get it out there and over with. I know Goodell likes to make this whole thing a show.
It's just the first round that's a show. And I shot 800 on Monday, Dan.
Nice.
After bowling like complete garbage at Nationals, but that's Nationals. That's expected because that's a lot harder than people think.
Yeah. Bowling's hard in general, man. When you don't do it for 10 years, oh man, like you'll really see, you'll see it. Well, I'm happy you bowled at 800. That's a fantastic, fantastic series there.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
So
I'm only here for Bill's I am only here for Bill's reaction to see what the Giants pick.
That's all right, Bill. Before we get into the Giants, I got a trivia question for you guys.
Shoot.
Cam Ward is the first Miami quarterback taken first overall since 1987.
Ooh.
Who was the last Miami quarterback selected first overall? And I will give you a hint if you want it.
Yes.
He did play for one of your three teams.
Played for one of my
Oh.
three teams.
No. Out of the three of you, he played for one of those teams at one point in his career.
Did he play for the Packers?
I'm not answering that because I would give it that much. Actually, you know what? No, he didn't play for the Packers, Patch.
Okay, so he played for the Giants or the Jets.
That's for you
Chad
to think.
Pennington? No.
No,
No.
Chad Pennington was in the Brady draft.
And he came from Marshall. I
Crap.
only played for the Jets.
Damn it. Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a hard question. I would never know that.
Vinny
Oh,
Testaverde.
duh.
Oh. All right, so now the Giants are on the clock. Okay, you know what? Giants need to take Abdul Carter like now.
Yeah, it has to be.
It's got to be Abdul Carter. If they decide to pick Shador Sanders, Joe Shane should be fired now.
But they ain't going to do that because the Mara family is stupid. So,
They're probably going to take Shador. No, you got the best defensive player in the draft right now who is basically on your lap and don't get any ideas.
Wow.
Yeah, because I actually had the Giants taking Hunter, but now I think they're taking Carter. They're going to take Abdul Carter.
That's
It's going to be Tyler Warren
Oh
out of
my
Penn
God.
State.
What was
I
that?
would hate Patchy. Don't say that because I don't hate that idea.
The tight
But I
end.
would trade.
Well,
but
if they take Warren,
but
if they
I would
happen to
trade
take
down
Tyler
in
Warren,
that aspect. If you want Warren, I would trade down.
if they happen to take Tyler Warren,
They pick
that would
is in.
Oh, pick is in.
Ashton Genty, you are a New York Giant.
Is he?
I have no idea.
These guys are just here to watch. They have the pleasure of watching me have a stroke this evening.
Oh please! I was in Applebee's in Poughkeepsie when the Giants drafted Danny Dimes, and I laughed my ass off for 5 minutes.
It was at Eli Manning's house when they drafted Danny Dimes.
Well, I know who it is.
Don't tell me.
I'm not saying anything.
It's Carl Anthony Towns. Knicks are up 13.5.
I'll take it. They were down at some point, but then
They went on some 21-3 run.
yeah, it's something crazy.
Bill, who'd you guess again?
I guess Hunter, but I was wrong. But I don't think it's gonna be Carter. So
What if it's John Cena? And they
dun
just
dun
hold,
dun dun.
and they just hold him patchy until SummerSlam, and then they release him.
So Knicks are up 13 at the half.
Knicks are up 13. We're waiting on the Giants, and then following the Giants will be the Fighting Mike Vrabels, aka the New England Patriots. And then rounding out the top five would be
Joe Shane. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah, do it. Why not?
Okay, can we stop with all this? Can we get to the point here? Can we get to the pick?
You got to print his jersey,
I'm
man.
like ready
Come
to
on.
have a heart attack right now.
He's having a panic attack. He needs the paper bag. He needs the ventilator.
Cannot wait to hear Shadir Sanders.
I should run and get the bag just in case.
I saw who it was too on X. I looked
There
it
you
up.
go. There you go. And I'm of course at my television station we have the feed that's like a trillion times faster. So they just announced the pick.
Okay, here we go.
Dear Sanders.
There you go.
The Giants are still going to suck.
Well, they'll
Gonna
suck
suck
less.
less.
But you know what though, Patchy,
Good
they
pick,
may
good pick.
suck, but if you have a plan, you can suck.
You know who had a plan
But
one
you
time?
have to stick to your plan. Like that's what made Washington's jump last year so smart and good was the fact of they had a plan, get the new head coach, Dan Quinn. That's going to get the defense. Then they get the stud quarterback. And they paired that stud quarterback with an offensive play caller who fit him. That was brilliant on Washington's part. It makes zero sense for the Giants at this point to take a quarterback when we don't know what Brian Dable and Joe Shane's future looks like at the moment.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. Because they haven't said it officially, but you know it, I know it, Dan knows it, Patch knows it, that both their heads are going to be on the chopping block this year.
Their head should be on the chopping block.
Well, Abdul Carter, all I could say is welcome to New York. Or, I'm sorry, welcome to East Rutherford. Because I
You
know
can say
Patchy
New
will.
York. Just say New York. We all know what it is.
Yeah, we really do.
Well, Abdul Carter, welcome to New York. You're going to look good in giant blue.
For 2 years.
Probably.
Oh, actually, you know what's going to happen? Is they're going to choose some random guy to sign instead of him. And then he's going to wind up a free agent signing with the Eagles and help the Eagles win another Super Bowl.
That I hate my life if that happens.
Halpern wants to know what the Jags gave up.
Okay. I will grab it for you.
Oh my god.
It was 5. Oh, no. I grab it again.
All right, pick is in for the Patriots.
Wow, that was quick.
All right, so Dan, it was 536, 126, and the first rounder next year.
$36 and second
Next-
rounder?
No,
Next year's first rounder.
rounder next year.
First round.
Yeah, they give a lot. Okay, from Diana Rossini, Cleveland's taking calls from teams interested in the number 5 pick.
Oh, they're really trading down, huh?
Man, that boy's got grill on already.
So New England, I got to think this is Will Campbell.
Yeah, I think
I'm
the
thinking.
Pats are taking Campbell at this
Yeah,
point. They had
that's why I have my mock, the Will Campbell.
he didn't allow any sacks in 2023, and he only allowed 2 sacks this past year. The New England offensive line is garbage. You need someone to protect Drake May. So I think Will Campbell's your guy.
This has to be Campbell. I also wouldn't have been disappointed if they wanted to trade down here. But I'm guessing,
Yeah.
unless they're a big fan of Campbell's soup, I don't know.
But no, I think the Giants made a good pick with Carter. They made a pick with Shedeur Sanders. I'd probably need a new TV. I'd probably throw something at my TV.
If you heard Shadir Sanders' name, I would have heard New York City from my house.
And instead, it would have been Deion Sanders. Imagine if someone would have taken Deion over Shedeur.
That would have been funny.
Deion, you still in playing shape?
Bet you Dion could still hit the ball too.
Oh, I'm sure he could.
Dion's double play, great 30 for 30.
Still have yet to see it.
It's a great 30 for 30. I recommend it.
All right, so we're waiting
Oh,
on
a live action How to Train Your Dragon? Okay.
Dude,
I
it's a
think-
live action Lilo and Stitch.
I'm more excited for that.
I think DreamWorks is trying to copy Disney and do live action remakes.
They would probably do better than Disney.
Yeah, Disney's been terrible with these live action.
You know, quick promotion. A couple weeks ago on my other show, Mixed Bag, on the Super Review Show, we did a thing where we like pitched our own Disney live action remakes of movies. If you guys want to go check that out, it's pretty cool.
Did you pitch a live action Peter Pan?
No.
Why not?
Would you like to know what I pitched, or would you want to go watch it yourself?
You can tell me. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, thanks for the support, Mike. I did.
But
Hunchback
listen,
of Notre
I'm being
Dame.
honest with you. That's all you can ask.
No, I appreciate your honesty. I did Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Rifkin, check your phone.
What was that?
I told Rifkin to check his phone. I told him why Peter Pan can't exist for a live action.
Oh boy. Knowing you two, I'm scared.
Yes, I agree. Moser would be perfect.
Thank you.
Why do you guys pick up poor Moser?
Because
It's
he's a Bills fan.
and a Sabres fan.
And let me guess, he knows what he did.
He knows what he did. Bill, you shouldn't look at me either. He roots for the Blue Jays.
What was that?
He roots for the Blue Jays. All right. So we're still waiting on New England. Cleveland apparently is taking calls on 5. And then 6 will be the Raiders.
So do you think it's crazy that Cleveland is going to do this again? Trade down? Or do you think it's actually brilliant?
Accumulate as much as you can.
Okay.
No. Mike Garafolo, the Browns are picking at 5. So they didn't
They're
get
picking
it.
at 5?
Man,
Man, it's weird seeing Lambeau half empty.
So we'll see what New England's doing.
The good pick for New England.
I'm going with Soup, Will Campbell.
I'm going Will Campbell.
Must have been an echo in the room.
Right pick.
It's Will Campbell.
So the New England Patriots are a big fan of Soup.
I think this was
far,
a good pick. You got to boost that line.
yeah. So far, minus the fact that the Jaguars traded up and Cleveland traded down, I've been correct so far all around. Browns on the clock.
And now we go to Cleveland. So I'm very intrigued by what this is going to be. Or what this can or will be.
Who do you have the Jets taking, Danny boy?
I say Tyler Warren,
Okay. They're still 2 picks away.
but a lot of people are saying Membo, which I would not be opposed to. I think Membo would be a great pick.
I'll ask the question.
All right.
I'll ask the question: does Sanders go in the first round?
I think
I
he
have
does.
him going late.
I think I don't know why. My gut feel is just Pittsburgh.
See
don't-
that
I-
that's who I have him picking.
Um, I have him going, mate. In my mock draft, I had him going at 9 to New Orleans, but because of Derek Carr. But are you gonna go? Are they gonna like? He could go as high as 9, or is he gonna go to Pittsburgh, or is he maybe gonna be a second rounder, or because you know what it reminds me of, Reg? Remember, what was it with Johnny Manziel back in DCC? You, me, Patch, and our good friend Eric Ford, Big Brother. We were like watching that night where they get. Oh God, is this it? Is he gonna pick? Are they gonna pick him? And they gonna pick him? And they gonna pick him? And then I remember I like clocked out for like an hour, and I woke up and like, holy crap, he hasn't been picked yet. Remember that, guys?
Pepperidge
don't remember.
Farms remembers, not a sponsor.
I wasn't there, so I don't remember.
But I think he's a late rounder,
Pick is
but
in.
yes, I could see that on my TV, Billy.
No, I asked for it because I don't have a
Oh.
TV.
Oh, okay.
Um,
A weird part of me. No offense, Dan. I see him being a Jet.
but that erases the good vibes of Justin
Sanders.
Fields.
Sanders.
No, God, no. We have Justin Fields. He's at the very least a short term until we get a young quarterback. I don't know if I want you to do it. I would much rather like a McCord or something.
So, a few teams better just screw it, tank this year and wait on Manning.
Well, it's not just Arch Manning. There are other quarterbacks next year, like Nussmeier, the kid from LSU. I don't know why that's the first name. Carson Beck is going to come out probably next year.
Carson Beck is good.
You know, and the thing for me on Shadur is I don't think he could step in right away. So if he goes to a place, argument's sake, I'm just using this team as the example. If he goes to a team like the Rams and he has to sit behind Stafford for a year or two, that's not the worst thing in the world. Although him in LA might be a problem, but it's a whole nother conversation.
I have Mason Graham going 5.
I had him going 5-2 when he was in Jacksonville, but is he going to go 5 here?
I'd put him next to Myles Garrett. See what happens here with Cleveland. What can the Browns do for you? Well, they can give your quarterback a $230 million contract and then have him not perform.
That's a great pick. But is it enough for what they gave up?
I have no idea. Well, there it is.
And you know what? I'm asking the same question as you, Reggie. Was that a good enough to pick? Was that good enough to do all they did, to trade all they did?
Well,
Like,
they
you gotta
got
look
a
at it
lot.
this way.
So you got to
Like,
remember, this is
if you
not
wanted to pick defense, so
you got to think this way, Bill.
well, yeah, they got a lot, but you could have had Abdul Carter. You could have had Travis Hunter.
That's my thing.
You were in the perfect position to get either.
Rifkin, I agree with you. They got a lot, but I don't know, man.
No, but my point is they're not done on this deal.
Right.
Do I agree? Would I rather have Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let me see what else they're going to do because it's not just going to be Mason Graham.
Yeah. And look, they do pick sooner.
Now the Raiders are on the clock. We'll see what the fighting Tom Brady's want to pick. Although this is the worst kept secret in the world because they really love Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
And so if
Yeah,
they
they're
don't
picking
take
Ashton
Ashton
Genty.
Genty, and this was a smoke
Yeah.
screen.
What did I say? That I told Bill during our Monday pod, like that would be a bold move. They went running back. Bold.
Well, they were tied for the Saints. They were tied with the Saints for the second fewest rush plays of 20 yards or more. So you know what? I think you got to go with Genty at this point. The running game sucks, so I think they're going Ashton Genty from Boise State.
And once the Raiders select, Dan's Jets will be on the
Oh
clock.
my god. Oh my god.
Well, as we wait, Rifkin, how do you feel about them not airing the roast of WrestleMania?
How do I feel about what?
The roast of WrestleMania not being aired at all.
I don't care.
Nothing
I really
close-
don't. I have no.
No, nothing intrigues you on what was said during it.
Nah, I've read some of the stuff online. I love the good old fashioned Comedy Central roasts. By the way, bring them back. But this, it just felt like an event for the sake of having an event.
Right. Overall, WrestleMania, great show.
Our roster mania was great.
It was
The ending of the Raw After Mania surprised me.
And of all days, it happened on Rusev Day.
It's true.
Happy Rusev Day.
To those who celebrate, happy Rusev Day. Oh man. Then you got the SmackDown after Mania airs tomorrow during the second and third round.
Aleister Black's coming back tomorrow.
It picks in.
It's got to be Genty.
Yeah,
It's gotta be
gotta
Genty.
be. And you know what that means for the Jets, baby.
All right, Dan, I'm gonna let you carry the floor for the Jets. So
Ashton Genty, which means the Jets are this close, hopefully, taking Tyler Warren. If not Warren, I will accept Membo. I will accept it.
So you'll take either an offensive lineman or the tight
Yeah.
end. Okay.
Man, she looks like
unbelievable.
that is a green dress right there.
Bold move going running back. Okay.
All right, Bill, I'm gonna throw you a question.
Okay.
Is Kayvon Thibodeau entering his fourth year or fifth year?
Kayvon Thibodeau, he's entering his. He was drafted in 22. Then this
So
could
this
be
would be his-
his fourth year. Fourth year.
Okay. Pat Leonard of the Daily News. Joe Shane just said the Giants are exercising the fifth year option.
Okay. A fifth year option. Well, to me, Thibodeau is hit and miss. To me, Thibodeau's hit and miss. I think with the defense, I don't think he was as a big as pick as everyone thought it was going to be back in 2022. But I think he's hit and miss. I'm wearing his shirt right now, and I like Thibodeau. So I think this might be a good thing, but I'm not 100% sure. Sorry if my answer's a little all over the place, Rifkin.
No, no, you were fine. I was just curious on the year.
Jets pick is already in.
Jesus.
All right, is it going to be Membu or is it going to be Warren?
Okay. All right. All right.
Dan says, all right. So,
Okay.
I think it's Membu. I think it's Membu.
I can tell he's not happy.
He's got the.
He's like, really?
I
We
wasn't
passed
right,
it.
but or he's just playing his poker face. Carry mine.
I know who it is too. I looked it up.
I'll take it.
I'm not complaining for you, but
Yeah.
Is it Membu?
Well, here's
no,
the
just
thing.
hang on, Billy.
it's John Cena.
It plays well with the current offense. It's not a bad pick.
Well, I wonder how people get these picks so quick.
They have leaks in the organizations.
Either that or it's a very delayed feed.
There's that too.
Yeah.
As we wait on the Jets first selection of the Aaron Glenn era.
I'm seeing two different draft picks on mine.
Well, they could only select one player, Patch.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Hey, it's Watson to you. Dr. John Watts.
Oh, the Knicks. Come on, man.
He should be up
Oh.
3-0.
Seriously. And look, the Pistons are a good team. And look, I was worried about the Pistons. But like
I was
man,
too, and so was Parent Patchy.
the Pistons beat us, 3 out of 4 times in the season. So it's not surprising that they're playing this well, but they're starting to frustrate me.
They frustrate me every day.
Oh, shout out to Sam Black if you're watching the Knicks right now. I know you texted me this morning. I'd be screaming at the draft. You'd be screaming at the Knicks. So that's for you, Sam.
I got a text from everyone's favorite golden retriever, Ross, this morning. Let's go Knicks.
He texts me
I
every
think I got a text from Airbud. You said golden retriever, and I think Airbud is golden retriever.
Airbud is a
He
golden
is a
retriever.
golden retriever.
Thank you. I know my damn dogs. All right. So the Jets announcement that puts Carolina on the clock, and this has to be defense.
Yeah.
I think what was the stat I read off last week? Carolina, there was only like 3 or 4 teams behind Carolina in the terms of the sack department. Just see if I can find what I wrote. There it is. Only the Titans, Falcons, and Patriots were the teams with less sacks than Carolina. So, or it's going to be Tet McMillan because Bryce Young needs a weapon too. But Bryce Young played very well after his benching.
Sometimes it's all that's needed.
Sometimes it's all about the Benjamins.
In
It's all
TNA
about the green.
in TNA news, Rifkin Willow's back for a little bit
Interesting.
at the
Okay.
Hardy compound match going on.
Now I get it. Now I
What a
understand.
great week of wrestling last week.
Great wrestling.
Great wrestling. I was watching Stand Deliver.
Wrestling.
I was watching Stand Deliver at work.
Oh, such
Good
a
movie.
good show. Going to rewatch it at some point.
Me too, because I need to. I had it on as background noise, so I was passing the time till I left at 7:00. My one buddy wanted to practice bowling because he got a new bowling ball, and then his wife and Mama Patch went and saw a play. So we went bowling. So I'm watching Jey Uso win the world title on my phone in the bowling alley.
Do they see a good play?
Yeah, they saw. Well, I think it was Romeo and Juliet at my local Rhinebeck Performing Arts Center.
Okay.
And my friend's wife didn't realize everybody died at the end. I'm like, you didn't read Shakespeare in
How do
school?
you, dude? I read Romeo and Juliet in school. Also
I was a big
saw 2 of the movies.
Good Romeo. I like Romeo and Juliet. Great play. I forget my other favorite Shakespeare
Hey,
play.
Shakespeare's second most famous play. We all know number one is Hamlet. All right. There's finally shown the Jets
Yep.
pick.
Yeah, finally, right?
They just got to the Jets. Are you kidding me?
Please purchase your Bill Was Right shirt in the lobby.
All proceeds go to an undisclosed charity.
We're not telling you where they're going to. You're going to have to figure that out. He's here.
Yeah.
Took them long enough.
Coming out of the city. Jesus.
Shit, even I'm here, man.
Jesus.
To find out I literally got nothing.
So Armand Membo to the Jets.
I
Again,
predicted that.
it's not it's not my preferred choice, but I'm not mad at it because the Jets need to beef up the O-line. That is for sure. So it's a good
Not a
pick.
bad pick.
It's a good pick. I'll take it. Plays perfect for their offense. I personally wanted Warren. Warren to me is the better player.
Okay, so a little behind here.
But
We're up to Carolina.
yeah, but Olaf's guy, how do
Hey,
you
Reg.
He mad.
I'm assuming you're good.
I'm getting caught up fast.
Okay.
I can't believe Jaguars made the trade for Hunter. Unbelievable.
That's just,
Abdul Carter,
And
I
I-
said would be going to the Giants.
because I actually had the Giants taking Hunter and Reg. It's funny. I predicted your team correctly. You predicted my team correctly.
I didn't have Mason Graham going to Cleveland.
Neither did Mason Graham.
Like again, like you could have had Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. I don't know what the hell Cleveland was thinking.
All right.
Anyone have that on their bingo card?
So Warren to the Panthers then?
We're on to the Panthers.
Yeah, picks in.
My guess would be Warren now if he's dropped this far.
No, I have them picking
I had them going defense.
James Pierce. I got them picking James Pierce Jr.
Knowing their
Everything's all screwed up now because
knowing my luck, they're going to take Tet McMillan.
I'm holding my breath that if that happens, I am coming out to the island and I am hunting you down. I texted you this a week ago. It's going to be Tech McMillan to Dallas or Matt Golden. It's going to be one of the two.
I think Carolina should go defense, but Bryce Young definitely needs weapons too.
Warren would be. I mean, still, you could go
His best
technical in
weapon
here.
is Adam Thielen.
Right. You could go McMillan here. I mean,
And Dave Canales had Mike Evans in Tampa Bay, and Ted McMillan kind of looks like Mike Evans.
probably he is the number one wide receiver in the draft.
I
With
just
good
meant because
reason.
he's big. I just meant because he's a bigger receiver.
With good reason. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am fine. I am fine. See, I knew Bill was gonna get whether it was gonna be Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. I was gonna let Bill have his time. Now Bill has to sit here and watch me through the Dallas pick.
Yeah, I was actually nervous that they would have picked Shador, and I brought our friend just in case.
And I'm scared out of my mind that he's still on the board. I must
You want to
have
borrow
missed
this just in
something.
case the Cowboys decide to do something stupid and pick him?
He's gonna be if he's there. If he's there, it's a plot. How do you like that? I don't see, even if he's there, I don't see Dallas taking him, to be honest.
No, I don't see it either. No, but
Where's
I'm happy
where's the cheesehead?
he's hiding from us
He,
again.
he is prepping for pick 23.
Oh, so that means he's on his 23rd beer. Now that nobody.
So, again, waiting on Carolina. The pick is in.
A lot of ways they can go here.
As they
Yeah, I
continue.
think I have him picking James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee.
I had him going Michael Williams, that Georgia kid. So, as we wait for
Well,
Roger,
that wouldn't make no sense. Obviously, Shador Sanders here, so you can let that go.
yeah, they're not taking a quarterback.
Walker's still up there, though.
What about Jalen Walker?
Yeah.
You know Walker. I think you have to go defense. So
And he would fit well in Carolina, Jalen Walker.
they need any kind of building block for that defense outside of corner because they already got J.C. Horn.
And I was still waiting as the pick is in.
Roger, you move too slow, Roger. Like, just stand up there and wait for the team to hand you the card.
The day the man retires, I'm gonna have a party.
I'll bring the wings.
I'll bring the beer.
As long as he gives us his recliner, I'm cool with it. Go back and watch the 2020 draft, people. He had a cool recliner with M&Ms.
I knew that. I even said this is where they could go right here. It's Mike, you're dead. You're dead. You're just dead.
It's kind of weird. I feel
If it
alive.
makes you feel better, Mark, I actually had the Cowboys picking McMillan as well. Feel better.
In my final, that's where I had Dallas as McMillan. Now it'll switch to Matt Golden. But with the status of Jason Ferguson coming off that injury, if Warren is there,
I don't know
I
if
can
one
see
gets
Dallas.
by Chicago now.
well, we knew Janty wouldn't be past 10. That was obvious. That's running back in the draft.
But by the way, I feel pretty alive right now, man. I got to tell you.
Don't worry, I'm going to send you like 1,000 articles and make you read them all. I'll send them at like 31% rate. Make you sit there and think for a while.
Hey, I'm enjoying this. He's actually going at you this time, not me. So I'm happy.
Nah, I feel bad, Dad.
Listen,
Like
Bill, I'm going to be the guy who breaks into your house, uses the bathroom, and not flushes.
Come on, show some decency, man.
Let me tell you, I would have loved to see what this kid could have done, possibly as the slot receiver. this year for Dallas. I think the Panthers got a great pick. And it does solve a problem, like Mike did say, is that all they have is Adam Thielen to throw to. So Panthers in this case
Yeah,
made
that
the right
solves
move.
that problem.
So here's a nugget from Ian Rappaport. With plenty of trade options, the Panthers stuck and picked Ted McMillan from Arizona. He's been quietly throwing with Bryce Young in LA already. The two are already developing a connection. So Carolina had this.
This
in
was
the
staged.
works.
Oh, it's nice.
All right. So
Well,
now we got New Orleans on the clock. Are they
Well, I
going to
mean,
pick a quarterback?
so
New
that's a
Orleans.
good sign with Carolina. Like if they're already comfortable with each other, then
Yeah, it's a smart move.
good move.
I mean, you have to figure how many more years does Thielen have? 1, maybe 2 at the most. So, he's got a good connection. Hopefully, Bryce Young now gets some protection in the draft.
Now
All
the
right.
Saints, who are just gonna take Drew Brees' statue because that was the last time they were relevant.
So are they taking a quarterback, gentlemen?
No,
No,
no.
Are they taking Shador? Are they taking Jackson?
no.
I think if they're taking a quarterback, it would be Dart. But I also wondered with the recent retirement of Ryan Ramczyk now if offensive line's the priority.
Very good point. Did not consider that. That's a good point.
Well, no one did until last week when Ryan Ramczyk announced retirement.
Well, I'm just saying, it's a good thing to bring up. That's all.
And Calvin Banks is on the board here,
Right.
Texas. Tyler Booker's on the board here, or Trevor Booker, the Alabama guard.
I was about to say, yeah.
But I also don't love this offense, so maybe they could use a weapon like Warren or something. But
You got the receivers. You got the quarterback.
Olave is fine. Rashid
Right.
Shaheed was great until he got hurt last year.
Correct.
And they just brought in another receiver, didn't they?
Not sure.
I'm going to double check that on the ESPN app.
Can't wait. Just wait till you drop your first pass and you hear your first booze. Get that out of your head and then move on. Yeah. You can only tell who the greatest of those three are.
So the Saints. Oh, they brought back Brandon Cooks.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, but no, with Derek
I would
Carr's
say I think
injury-
Mike might be right. Offensive lineman. The question is who.
Yeah. That's where
I
I'm
think they
leaving.
might
I'm
be-
leaving Kelvin Banks on the line.
I have a feeling that they're going quarterback, that they're picking either Shador or Dart because
Okay.
You're going to take
Because,
Milrow
like,
here?
or Milrow, they're gonna pick some kind of quarterback. I have them picking Shador back on Monday, but I could be wrong now. And like, 'cause here's the thing, Shador, sorry, Derek Carr is injured, and guys, let's admit he's on the back end of his career right now.
You're not wrong, Bill.
Woohoo! I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
here's the commissioner.
Carr thing's weird.
Mike was right.
Yep. So I know
Alright.
I'm at least 3.5 seconds ahead, so I will be quiet for those 3 seconds so everybody's caught up.
So Calvin Banks, the left tackle from Texas, goes to New Orleans.
Yeah.
It was a good call by Mike saying they need offensive line.
But Bill, to your point, they're not. I don't think they're leaving this draft without a quarterback. I'll say it like that.
I can agree.
And-
I agree.
don't forget, there's a team in the second round that could still pull off a trade, and I have it happening. I just haven't figured out what
Is it the
what
team I'm
final.
wearing on my shirt?
You
I
got it.
think it could happen.
And I told Mike this yesterday that the Giants are going to trade back in and get Jackson Dart. That's what I had said to Mike the other night. And Mike said it's a possibility. If Mike says it's a possibility, then I know it's all good and it's not a false possibility. Mike's usually
So
right.
anyway,
So
he may be right. We may be crazy.
So the Saints go. Banks puts the Bears on the clock.
And the pick is in for the Bears, but I'm not going to say who it is, obviously. But the,
I-
Yeah, these pictures.
I think they're
wow.
going Omari and Hampton.
well, they got to get more protection for Caleb Williams. So you could see, could you see Booker here, Mike?
I could see Booker. I think the other thing I could see is Tyler Warren. You could use another weapon.
Okay. I'm surprised
that's a
Warren is falling as
possibility.
far as it is.
I would. And when you play at a Penn State, you're playing in the Big Ten already. Chicago's the Big Ten city of the world, so I
Also-
think go Warren. You pair him up with a Dinzier, a DJ Moore.
I mean, the receiving crew in Chicago, they don't need a wide receiver. They have
No,
plenty.
they really don't. They could use another running back to pair off with DeAndre Swift, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Why is he wide open? Get that fucking rebound. 2 million.
Dan, last I checked, they were down 4.
They're down 6 from where I see. Oh no, goaltend. They're up 8. They're up 8. Sorry.
Thank you. My heart almost dropped farther.
I've got hockey on the phone, so I'm not gonna.
It's a.
Goaltend. So Knicks are.
I'm
up
right now looking at the girl who wants to be Dorothy in her red slippers right now. Can we make the pick, please?
Someone call the Wicked Witch of the West to make the pick.
Do they work for the
I
NFL?
keep my
Network?
mouth shut here.
I think it's offense, so I'm gonna lean Warren.
I'm going Hampton.
Dude, the Hampton Inn, great hotel most of the time.
I'm going offensive line. I'm going
So,
Booker.
May 14th, they're releasing the schedules.
Oh, is
Yes.
that the announcement? May 14th?
Yes.
Okay. May 19th, See No Evil. Patch isn't here. He'd get the reference.
Well, I know the
Oh,
Jets.
shut up and let's hear the goddamn pick
Can
already.
we get to the Bears, please? Yeah. What's this?
Get on with it.
Done.
Bill's hair is thinning more and more while we're waiting. Come on.
Get on with it.
That was just a joke, Bill.
I know.
Come on, Roger.
What the hell is that? Look like a
I'm going off
mariachi Green Bay fan. Haven't seen many of them around.
I really thought you were gonna sit there and go with the pick. So
No. I was looking, I was like, is that a mariachi Green Bay fan? I'm like, that's a new one. I haven't seen many of those. Okay, I'll be quiet now.
Oh no! Now they're gonna do a tribute to McMichael.
that's true. Rest in peace, Mongo.
And look, that reaction. Look, obviously our hearts go out to the family, but like, he was a legendary player. So
Absolutely. One of the greatest. Well, one of the greats.
one of the
Let's
greats.
put it that way.
Yeah, he did. He belongs in
Part
the
of the
Hall of
Super
Fame
Bowl
for
winning
sure.
team.
Yeah.
Never be forgotten. His legacy will continue to inspire
And we're waiting for the Bears. Like they're waiting for Caleb Williams.
Wow. You ever want to donate to a legit foundation? This is it. The
Yeah.
Walter Payton Foundation. Not a sponsor, but this is a legit foundation if you ever want to contribute to one.
Yeah.
Finally.
Holston Loveland.
What?
That's random.
Okay.
Loveland over Warren? I had Loveland in the first round, but not over Warren.
Okay.
I had Loveland going to Los Angeles. So I
Before-
thought he was going to be united with
Before
Harbaugh.
Tyler Warren. That's
That's a little insane. I like Colston Loveland.
This is
wow.
weird.
There's nothing wrong with the pick. I'm just surprised Loveland went before Warren. That's all. This is not a
It's
diss
not.
for Loveland. He's going to
You know
be
what it might come
Now,
down
you
to,
guys
though?
could be getting Tyler Warren, Mark.
They might be saying they might view Loveland as a better blocker.
I don't know what Warren's size is, so I can't really say. I just saw what Loveland's, they just gave his demographic. So it's like, I know Warren's like 6'3", 240 something, I think.
This guy's kind of a toothpick.
He's a thin tight end, but he's powerful.
I'm sorry. I just think that if you're gonna go tight end,
Loveland is 6'5". Tyler Warren is.
if you're gonna go tight end, Warren was the guy. Okay.
Warren.
No, Warren
they're about
was
the
your
same
guy.
height.
This is like losing your queen in the opening moves of chess right now. This is like the most unpredicted thing that could have happened.
That's why I don't play chess.
This guy's a fucking toothpick. He's too small. No, obviously he's tall, but like he's like skinny.
All right,
And this is
I
just
think
a
the
very
Niners are gonna
big
go for?
surprise. And now it's starting to worry me. Because what do we not know about Warren that they do? Everybody had Warren before Loveland, even ESPN.
I had Loveland going to Los Angeles, so I had him going pretty late.
This is
This is getting bad for me, man.
please. Once Jacksonville traded, I was angry, but at least my picks went right.
If Tyler Warren falls to 13, I'm very intrigued by the option of Tyler Warren in the Miami Dolphin
Oh,
offense.
someone pick Warren. No.
All right. Right now, the 49ers pick is in. And with the loss of Deebo Samuel, will the San Francisco 49ers replace a wide receiver?
Defense. It's going to be defense.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this where you see Jalen?
No, I think this could be one of the Georgia guys, or it could be one of the defensive tackles to replace Hargrave. Maybe it's corner. But I think the Niners are going.
Draft has flipped over. It's
But I think
almost
the Niners are
anybody's
going.
best guess.
Niners are going defense to back Dan's good friend Robert Saleh, who returned.
I have him going offensive line, maybe Josh Simmons.
See, I had Kelvin Banks here, but
I had him too going to San Fran. So, Mike, we're not that different at all.
We're a little bit different.
no comment.
I
Bill,
think we're
how
very
many of you
different.
had?
What was that?
How many of you had?
Surprisingly, none.
Good. Mark. They were having frigging champagne, and I wouldn't drink anything. Fucking
All right.
Cristal
Have champagne.
champagne.
Mark, I'm telling you this. Is your phone near you?
I have no idea where it is. I came in through everything on the floor and just literally jumped online because I was so far behind. And
Okay.
I do apologize.
So
to
I was going to
everyone at work
send
for
you.
all being here at the same time.
There's a great Twitter account called Simpsons NFL, and the tweet is Jerry Jones is on the clock, and it's the scene where Lenny says in the nuclear power plant, "Watch, he's going to do something stupid." Homer in the play.
Mike, do you know what my stomach is doing right now? It's slowly rolling because we'll see what the 49ers do. But I'm sorry, this is a spot with the way the draft has changed that Dallas could move down, not out, move down and accumulate some picks. Because, yes, Ted McMillan is off the board. He was the most attractive part for Dallas, to be honest. Say they drop 2 spots right behind Miami.
If Warren's still on the board, I'm interested in trade down.
Let me tell you.
As much as I would take him, I would trade down.
It makes sense. Right now, the way the draft is now flipped on itself, literally. I could see the next 3 teams making big trades and pick up a hell of a lot of picks.
Again, we're waiting on the Niners who are on the clock. They also have to do something else over the next couple of weeks, and that is, sign Brock Purdy.
Damn gold diggers. That's all they do.
We kind of need that.
Okay, the gold diggers pick is in. If you don't know why, the 49ers reference the gold rush. That's why I call it that.
1849.
Kanye West song. I don't remember the year.
Good D. No foul. Sorry.
He's
Nope,
watching
you're
the Knicks.
I know he is.
up 6.
Yep, I just got my phone. $9:40 left.
Niners let a lot of people go, so we're waiting on.
Niners can put it on any part of the team right now. Defense or offense. I mean, special teams wouldn't make sense.
You could go special teams too if you really wanted to take a kick.
Yeah, I'm like,
go
really
for it. I mean, no one's gonna bat an eye.
Let's see how it is. The faster he gets off the stage, the happier I am. Good call, Mike.
Michael Williams.
So there's your defense. He'll go opposite Nick Bosa.
And very interesting pick. He's got good speed. He's got good arms. Definitely will complement Bosa out in San Francisco.
So, Cowboys on the clock. Mark,
Yeah.
what do you got?
Good D.
If I have my way, it's Matt Golden.
Cat,
If I have my way, it's Matt Golden. However, I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas trades down 4 spots here. I wouldn't be surprised. But I would go Matt Golden is probably the best receiver next. You can go Tyler Warren with the Jason Ferguson situation not completely solved. You're not.
So
If
you
they
want
go
Golden or
Shedeur
Warren?
Sanders, I'm slamming my computer. I'll be very honest. I will slam my computer if they pick Shedeur Sanders here.
Oh my God,
They're not going to be that.
that means Deion's coaching this team next year.
You got it. This is not the time to bring in Shedeur Sanders. This is not the time to bring in a quarterback.
It says in the scriptures, though, Mark, there is a time for everything and a season for everything.
And they turn. I understand the lyrics.
Oh, you don't need corner because you still have Duron Bland too. So corner's not a real need.
It's not a need. Plus, Stephon Gilmore was back in Dallas for a meeting, so it looks like Dallas is leaning very heavily into bringing back Stephon Gilmore, with Trayvon Diggs expected to miss the first 2 games of the season.
I'll still recover from the ACL.
Correct. So right now, if you're looking at cornerbacks, it's just really Duron Bland is the name. So yes, a cornerback is a need, but not at this spot. It would be come on. At least make me a pick that makes me happy. I want Matt Golden.
I want 2 tickets to paradise.
Nobody can see my hand, right?
No, I can't see your hand. I can see your arm.
I was giving you a high five.
Whoa! Now that I like.
You were not expecting that, right?
No, that I like.
Tyler Booker.
Booker
He's
T.
gonna be right next to Tyler Smith. My God, I didn't even think about that. What a call. What a decision. I am very happy with this pick. He needs to put on a little bit of weight right now. He's running too lightly for an offensive guard. He's trying to hold his pants up too, so that says something. Yes, slap the star, baby. Okay, to Anthony Laparo, Joe Knapp, and everybody, I am officially claiming the Dallas Cowboys in all breaks. Okay, Mike, you're on the clock, bud.
And the choices, they are aplenty. Denver, I'm begging you to call me.
Congratulations. For the first time in a while, I am happy at the NFL draft. The last time I was happy was 2016. Dallas is rebuilding this offensive line. The concentration is not going to be Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders after this season. There's going to be plenty of names coming up at the end of this season. So they'll have their pick. Not that they'll do anything with it, but they'll have their pick.
I'd like to trade down here if I could. That would be the dream.
I think you
Trade
guys
down.
didn't
Wait.
know
Who are you
Johnson.
trading with? Denver?
I would think Denver, and the other kind of sleeper team I would think about is Arizona.
Arizona's at
16.
16. You would get the 16. You could pick up a second and a fourth for it, too. I could see you falling down here, but I could also see you're also licking your chops as Tyler Warren's still on the block, and you need a wider target besides Jasicki. I don't even know if it's Jasicki anymore.
They need a protection for Tua, which I think is the most important need, or they can go corner with the whole Jalen Ramsey thing for whatever stupid reason that is.
Well, I'm praying for Dallas to make a trade somehow to get Jalen Ramsey, but accordingly, Miami wanted the first round pick, and that trade made everybody afraid. So
I never thought they were getting a first. I thought they'd get maybe a
I
second.
figured I would have thought a second, a third, and maybe a fifth for the best corner in the league.
So who is Miami getting, Mifty?
Again, I'm hoping for a trade, but if I had to guess, my guess would actually be Will Johnson, the Michigan corner.
No, that's what I'm thinking too, actually.
I'd prefer the offensive line, if I'm being brutally honest. But
Josh Simmons, maybe?
I think if you trade down, you could still get Josh Simmons. But I would have leaned on Booker or I would have leaned on Kelvin Banks, and both of them are off the board. So, waiting on that.
I shall depart in a couple of minutes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, then you're back on tonight. I
Yeah,
appreciate
I
you
have to
coming in
do-
and helping out. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably make another pit stop after my 10 p news, but it'll only be for like maybe 10 minutes just to say hi and goodbye again.
You
Yeah.
do what you gotta do.
Thank you very much for coming in and helping out.
And
I
thanks,
appreciate it.
buddy.
You got it.
We love you.
Just wanna- love you guys.
Peace, love, and fried chicken.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love. We're not going to sign anything but peace and love.
That's
And-
Dan's sign off. I had to steal it. He's got a Jet fan thing going. I'm a Dallas fan thing going. You know, we steal everything.
Go.
Steve.
We're just
Oh,
both.
I want to watch this Nick sequence first, since we're in commercial. Oh, Bridges wide open. Come on. That's how I close out. Bye bye.
Oh, he's yelled at the Knicks. I'm awaiting this Chris Greer decision that'll either make, break, or make me want to punch someone in the esophagus.
The Dolphins pick is in, and let's put it this way.
That is
It wasn't a
disappointing.
fast decision. They used time, so maybe Mike has got his wish and they made a last minute trade.
Ugh.
You know, I would keep going on my mock draft, but my mock draft is just like getting holes thrown into it right now.
Well, I think everyone's did after what happened with 2 and 5.
So I'm not getting shot out of a cannon tonight. Woo-hoo. Yeah, I think the Dolphins are picking Will Johnson.
I would have preferred the line, but again, waiting on the world to change, as John Mayer once said.
You can see those little beads of sweat forming on Mike's brow as this pick is
True.
churning.
Santa Maria, Fascia Plente, Ave Maria,
Patch is
Fascia
back.
Plente.
Had to make dinner. Sorry.
Oh,
What's
there
for
he
dinner?
is.
What's for dinner, Batch?
Tacos.
Wonderful.
Dude, it's not even Taco Tuesday.
Gentlemen, I'll be back in a second.
You'll be missed.
You can be back in two, but we'll allow that.
Gonna use the bathroom and get a snack.
Bathroom part. Okay.
It's all
Didn't need to know
TMI.
that.
Not sure if you're a boy or a girl. All right, I'm gonna go mute. So if I laugh,
Shadir Sanders.
we let Mike get the first words. It's his pick.
Not where I would have went. But I don't hate it. There's your Christian Wilkins replacement from 2 years ago. I would have went on the other side of the line, but listen, the trenches matter. And this is a team that had some issues at times stopping the run. I would have preferred either a trade down or even an offensive line, but
I mean, he's not a bad player.
No. He played at Michigan next. You know what the other thing is? When you play next to a guy like Mason Graham, you can kind of fly under the radar a little bit.
He's very quick off the line.
He's got a little bit of a motor.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I love it when a big guy chases a little guy down from behind. Shout out any offensive lineman.
And then at 14, here's Indy. This has to be Tyler Warren.
Well, if it's
has to be Warren.
I don't think so. I'm not saying I'm right, but I'm thinking cornerback here.
No, this offense needs weapons.
All right, who they pick?
Hasn't picked yet. Mike has hit.
Dolphins pick.
Oh, yeah, I thought
Kenneth Grant, the defensive tackle from Michigan, who played next to Mason Graham. So you know what I'm going to spend the rest of my night doing? Watching Kenneth Grant.
Yeah, like kids on bicycles.
No, watching Kenneth Grant videos on YouTube.
They're picking Warren. I'm calling it.
Well, especially because they don't even know who the quarterback's going to be between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Last year, catching 104 passes now. They want proved to be a 16-game season.
Right pick.
But by the way, that has got to be the worst quarterback situation in the league. Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking who else but Tommy DeVito. And don't tell me crabby legs.
No, but at least they know who's going to start for them. The Colts have not a clue of what's going on. And the sad part is the Colts are in a more winnable division.
All right, now on to Atlanta. Atlanta doesn't need a quarterback. You got Penix and you got Cousins still. I mean, you got Penix.
No, Kirk Cousins will not be a Falcon by the end of the weekend.
Well, but currently, right now, he is.
This has
so
to
you're
be
not
defense.
Taking Sanders here. Forget about that.
No, this is defense.
Besides Drake London, what else are they giving?
You got Pittsty. And they have that Darnell Mooney.
Yeah, but right now that offensive line is not also the greatest either. But
Yeah, but the thing is, they had less sacks last year than the Panthers, and the Panthers just took Ted McMillan.
Good for that high school.
huh? Sorry, I was answering somebody. I apologize.
So who do you have the Falcons going for? You think
I gotta think it's defense.
They can go either way, but the way, you listen to reasons sometimes, and I can understand the need for defense, but I also see the need to get more targets down the field, period. So,
By the way, a big winner in this would be Arizona, who could take either Matthew Golden or Emeka Ibuka
oh,
to complement Marvin Harrison. That would be huge for Arizona. But we're waiting on Atlanta.
I thought we were waiting on the world to change, Mike?
We were waiting on the world to change, but it doesn't change. It stays the same.
because only the good die young.
That's true.
Anybody else make
Or are we
money in the
throwing-
market today? I did.
What are we throwing song titles at us now?
Mike and I went on for like 3 minutes doing that once on a show. Just going back quoting song lyrics from songs, just long to get the conversation going.
You know what we should do as like a segment just for fun. Remember when we would jokingly talk about in the group chat about forming a Journey cover band?
Please check
I
it.
don't.
So this is actually an interesting point. This is hindsight's 2020, but the Falcons could have drafted Roma Dunzier Bowers or Brian Thomas last year and had gotten Shadur at the pick tonight instead of picking Penix last year.
Who brought that up?
Michael Fabiano. So again, still waiting on the Falcons announcement.
They're still on the clock, so
So I wonder if they're taking calls from teams.
you could look at teams salivating right now. Could a team like the Giants trade what they have left and take Shadur here? Could they give up what they have left? Would it be enough for Atlanta to give up their first round pick?
I'm thinking a team more like the Rams, if they're interested in a receiver or something like that. Because there was apparently talks they were talking about moving up for McMillan. Obviously, that fell through, but
Right.
maybe they're looking at Matthew Golden as someone who they really like. Maybe it's a team.
45 left on the clock.
And we wait.
Is Shador going tonight, or is he going tomorrow?
I wouldn't be shocked if he goes tomorrow.
Him falling to the second round changes the whole draft if it happens. Shout out at the top of that picture there, Geno Smith, everybody. All right, so the pick is in. With literally there was only under 30 seconds left, so this could be a myriad of things.
I wonder if they're going to take Michael Vick here.
Hide your hound, Vixen Town.
Don't think you can recreate what that guy did in the NFL.
No one can. That one run he has, and they'll show the highlight of it 1,000 times, the Viking run.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely disgraced himself for off-field problems. But when he was on the field, one of the most dangerous.
and now he's coaching somewhere next year.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, he got a coaching gig somewhere, and so did Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun
Good for them.
Jackson, a name that will gut every Giant and Cowboy fan and Redskin fan for the rest. Sorry, Commander fan for the rest of their lives.
Hashtag cancel Mark.
Here.
So, Norfolk State University is where Michael Vick is going to coach.
Okay. I just didn't want you to hear it over my thing, so I mute when they make it. So this way, I know who's picked, but then I see your guys' reaction.
Jalen Walker.
It's a good pick. You did good defensive.
You can't go wrong with a Georgia defender.
Georgia turns out defenders like, yeah, let's not finish that sentence.
Like Alabama used to turn out defenders.
Thank you. I would have said something way improper.
By the way, Jihad Campbell's still on the block too.
I mean, you have Arizona now. You have Arizona in a very, very unique position. I guess they've made their pick because they're on the phone with whoever.
This is either the offensive line or I think this is a receiver.
Who would you pair with Marvin Harrison Jr.? Would you rather have Golden or Mega?
You could go Golden because he had speed, but you can also go Emeka Egbuka because they played together at Ohio State. So you could go that route too. So
I actually have them going defense on this one.
I'm going to say something here, and when you remember this in December, remember I said it. This is my sleeper team in the NFC this year. I think they can make, if they draft well, I would not be surprised if the Arizona Cardinals are playing January football.
Even with James Conner as the running back right now?
Even with James Conner.
I can understand your reasoning because of what that team has been putting together. But the organizational mental problems, the questionable Kyler Murray situation, I can understand how lethal this team can be. I mean, we saw what Harrison did last year. He wasn't number one, but he was just a rookie, but he saw how dangerous he was.
But
He's only going to get
also
better.
didn't really have. He really doesn't have anything opposite him outside of Trey McBride,
Correct.
who, by the way, just signed a massive deal too.
Oh, I know they were talking about it. He did sign the deal?
He did sign.
Okay. I know they were talking with him. I just didn't hear anything that he had done. Great. Good for him too. He has really been such a valuable part in short time.
Yep.
I have the Cardinals taking Shmir Stewart right now.
Oh, the A&M guy.
Yeah.
I'm presuming he might be the next pick, Cincinnati.
Well, I have Cincinnati picking Walter Nolan, so.
Oh, bad pick for Cincinnati, actually.
Cincinnati just needs defense after paying Chase and Higgins.
Yeah. Jesus, I didn't need to see that bright light come off my TV like that. Okay, pick is in. God, who gets these guys their suits? They look horrible. Not one pinstripe suit in the lot of them. Look like a bunch
You
of
know a
yahoos.
guy who needs a suit?
I have 4 pinstripe suits. Tailor made. Brooks Brothers. And an
Blues
Armani.
Brothers.
Yeah, I have a wedding coming up in June. Can I borrow one of them?
How tall are you?
5'10".
2 inches taller than you. What do you wear? 42 long?
I think so. Wait, pants wise or shirt wise?
No. Jacket.
I don't know. I gotta check.
See, I could loan you a suit, Bill. I had no problem with it. I know you would take good care of it. The only thing is, I'm 2 inches shorter. The pants just might be too short. So look like you dress right for whatever wedding, but you'd be there as part of showing off the feet for the Irish step dancing part.
Well, half German, half Irish. So.
But yeah, you can't put lederhosen on that. That would be a Shonda. Very big one.
Lederhosen.
I'm sorry. The only American to ever make lederhosen funny is Chevy Chase.
Or was Irish step dancing, and then would you guys want a video of that?
No.
If it had you kicking a can and we can make a sport out of it, then sure.
If you want to hang out with a leprechaun while doing it, maybe.
You find the leprechaun,
I'm only
split the
good.
gold.
I'm only good at Irish step dancing after a few Jameson shots. All right, let's see.
What?
Mark's face says it all.
It's puzzling. It's not a bad pick. It really isn't. It's just surprising. It's just surprising. This is a guy I had in the 20s, not in the top 20, in the 20s.
You didn't have this
Well,
on your bingo
I've
card,
also
Mark?
seen mocks where he goes in the top 15. So
I'm just. It's a very, very solid pick. He's a great player. It's just would not have picked him to go to Arizona. I like Bill's idea of him at Cincinnati, actually. So,
but think about the division you're in. Seattle's going to want to run the ball. The Rams want to run the ball, and the Niners want to run the ball. Put a guy in the middle, you're going to stuff the run.
yeah.
And think about where Jonathan Gannon comes from. He comes from Philly. Who did he have in Philly? Oh, some dude named Fletcher Cox.
Yeah. Well, now you have Cincinnati on the board, and Cincinnati now has a unique position. They could go grab Matthew Golden right now and solve the T. Higgins problem for next year.
No, they signed Higgins and Chase. This is not a problem. This is defense.
I think they're gonna take
With Nolan
I
off
think
the
they're
board,
gonna
because
take
I actually
either
like this pick.
Smith
Sorry.
Stewart. I
They
think
could
they're
also
taking
take
either-
Will Johnson, the Michigan corner.
I was thinking
Or they could take one of the safeties who are still on the board, Malachi Starks or the kid from South Carolina, Emon Wari.
hi, remember me?
No, who you?
Anyway, no,
I don't
I
know.
can see them
Mark's
taking Will
cheering
Johnson at this
something.
point.
Sorry.
I could see-
Knicks up 4 with 2.8 seconds.
All right, come on. Detroit, 4-point play. Where's Grandmama when you need him?
Because of what happened earlier, you got 4 of those. I don't care if we get fined.
I
Bill will
think
pay. He's got a job.
I do have a job, 2 jobs.
3 if you count this. I'm not going there.
Oh, those days are over.
That's what you want us to think.
All right. So
Inside
Mike and
joke.
Bill seem to be sold on defense. With Nolan
Yes, I
coming
think they're
off
taking
the
either-
board, I see them turning on offense, grabbing a wide receiver.
Now, I just don't see that because right now your offense isn't what you don't have a problem at offense, and they're showing a Deion Sanders. and
Joe
Shaquille
Burrow
O'Neal.
scores 30 points on everyone.
Offense. Your problem is not on offense. Your problem is defense.
You're not wrong.
Problem is defense. So I think they're right now. You got Will Johnson from Michigan. Take him.
I like to listen to reason, and that's reason. It makes sense. I just see this could be, I see this as being Joe Burrow's big year. This is it. He doesn't pull this off now. It's not going to be pulled off ever. This is his best year. Him coming in healthy. Chase is going to be healthy. You grab another offensive weapon here, make yourself, and then you pick up what you need along the way. I'm sorry. I think Cincinnati is going to be one of those teams at the final 2. I might hate any team that always features a wide receivers better than what Dallas can cover. But I'm sorry. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are just perfect. And add another wide receiver, even whether it's Golden or Mac, just make them more lethal.
Yeah, well,
That's just my point of view. Where
well,
did
like I
Patch
said,
go?
if you're the back, did he do the Irish goodbye?
He might have.
Yeah. Where are tacos?
Well, he's got states tomorrow. He's got states tomorrow, so
Or he's leaving for states tomorrow.
Ugh. God. All right. Nick's moving on, baby. I know Dan's not here. Dan's currently doing backflips like Weensy did in Old School at the end. You know, he did the big backflip off the.
Oh my god! Wait, if we're doing old school, does that make you blue?
Yeah. Well, that makes you Frank the Tank. So that means I'm your boy, and then there's some
You're my boy, Blue.
there's some level of paradox happening right now that's not good.
Oh man.
for those of you who don't watch our content, this is like what
This
we
is
are on a daily
normal.
basis.
Yeah.
This is normal.
If you can't rip on your friends, who can you rip on?
As the old saying goes, friends get you in trouble. Best friends get you friends get you out of trouble. Best friends get you into trouble.
That is a definite true statement, if I ever heard it. By the
Yeah.
way, you want to see the movie of the year, Bill? Alto Nights. I've watched it 10 times
What's it-
already. The Alto Nights. It's the true
Okay.
story of Frank Costello.
What about the true story of Elvis Costello?
Great rhythm and blues singer, by the way. Yeah, go away. We don't
what
like you.
streaming section is where can I find it?
Right now, Prime. Okay, there's the schmuck.
Goodell is walking to the stage.
And then the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock.
I'll wait till you guys see the pick.
I've already seen
Okay.
on Twitter.
Okay.
Oh, Shamar, that's how you say his name.
Yeah. He's again not a bad pick. Definitely. I mean, they did not go where I thought. I said offense. Bill and Mike said defense, so they were right. Shamar Stewart, if you're seeing the screen now, you're gonna get to see the clips of why he's valuable. But I had him going somewhere else much later. Not to me either.
But this makes the whole Trey Hendrickson story equally interesting.
Yeah, because you know what? All they had on defense is Trey Hendrickson. Now they got more. Now, who do we got Seattle taking?
Seattle, you've lost DK Metcalf, you've lost Tyler Lockett. So right now, all you have is Jackson, Smith, and Njigba. I can't see any. I've had them taking a wide receiver from the beginning, but I also had Matthew Golden picked. So this is where Omeka can go. This is who I have him going to.
I also
makes
wouldn't
the
be
most
shocked
sense
if
to
they
me.
traded down.
With who?
You want everyone to trade down, don't you?
No, I just think about where they are, where it makes sense for them. I don't know how many picks total they have, so they may want to accumulate more for tomorrow and maybe even next year. They
Or
got
they
two
were gonna-
goals.
away from wondering if a certain team might trade their way back into the late first round.
Again, if they're going to stay here, receiver could be a need.
Well, receivers, I say their number one need.
They can always work on the offensive line, especially with Sam Darnold back there. And then defensively, I'm not sure if they need. They have two young corners with Tariq Woolen and the kid Witherspoon.
Witherspoon, right?
Maybe they want to, if they want a really good safety, maybe they take one of the safeties.
I don't see them going safety here.
I don't either. I'm just throwing some.
I had them going wide receiver.
Or maybe
I've
they
been
go,
wrong plenty, so.
or they could go Will Johnson, who played for Mike McDonald at the University of Michigan.
Right.
I had them going. I had Seattle going offensive line, but Mark, you're right. Like they could go wide receiver.
If
You know what you should do? Maybe not trade DK Metcalf,
to the Steelers.
who still don't have a quarterback throwing to him.
Well, let's be honest. If he's there at 21, does Shadur Sanders go to Pittsburgh? That would be the first. That would be the next team in absolute need of a quarterback.
I think they have to go.
Or do you go Jackson Dart? Either one would be good for Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh needs a quarterback because the only one on the roster is Mason Rudolph.
And he has more problems with people trying to hit him with helmets. So,
And he's the red zone reindeer.
They didn't take long, so they're getting what they want. And they're happy about it by the looks of the war room. So
Yeah. Because I originally had them picking Tyler Booker, but I think they're probably going to pick Lonnie from Oregon, or maybe Josh Simmons, or maybe they're going to go wide receiver and pick Matt Golden.
Oh, I
What
think
about
either
Ray
what.
Zabel, the North Dakota guy?
Oh, here comes the putts.
You really do not like Roger Goodell.
Does
No, I
anybody?
hate him.
I don't think his own family even likes him.
No, they probably do. Listen, if there's a chance you could be worse at your job than Gary Bettman, Raj is up there.
I don't. I understand they're gonna try and protect good old Sammy back there. I don't like this pick at all.
I don't know it, so
Nothing against the player himself. He's a good player for out of North Dakota State, but I don't think it feels the need what they needed here. Yeah. Tampa Bay needs everything, in my opinion, except wide receiver. I mean, Baker could use a backup. Because
this
right
feels
now,
like this is defense.
well, considering they're we're what? In the bottom of the secondary list last year, I believe.
Well, they can go corner, but they could also go Jihad Campbell because eventually Levante David's going to retire.
That's a good point.
Okay, the Bucks are on the clock. Who do we got them taking?
I just said I think I'm going to lean towards Jihad Campbell.
I was thinking that too, actually.
I could see Tampa Bay trading down a little bit, but at this stage of the game, it really doesn't matter. But they don't need offense. They're going to get something defensively.
Jihad Campbell.
Possible. Very good player. For all they need a player. They need somebody who's going to be able to run with those teams. So secondary wise would make sense, just not safety here. I say a cornerback. Question is which one? Now that it's like so flip flopped. Who would you take, Mike?
If I'm Tampa, I'm thinking Jihad Campbell.
I'm going with Jihad Campbell as well.
If it's not him, I would consider very much Will Johnson. I'm going to keep saying the same names.
Well, eventually they're going to get picked, so eventually you'll be right. Yeah.
But like the most interesting is going to be Pittsburgh next, or rather Denver next to them, Pittsburgh.
Denver, the last thing they need right now is a quarterback.
No, Denver needs maybe a
Denver
running
needs
back.
Well,
I'm thinking they're either going to if Denver, because like Denver, I think they're taking either Omarion Hampton or Trayvon Henderson. I think that's his name. Yeah, I think they're taking either Omarion Hampton or Trayvon Henderson.
Really, this is the time for Deion Sanders to show up on your TV?
Please pick my son. No, we don't want to.
I don't think he cares where he goes, to be honest. I think he cared more about his position in the draft and the amount of money he's losing step by step. Same thing that happened to Randy Moss. If we all remember that fatal draft when he could have been a Cowboy.
Well, Randy Moss was selected in '98, I believe.
No. Randy Moss was selected by the Vikings in the first round, around the 20th pick.
I'm talking about the year.
Oh, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? 98th. I'm like,
No, I'm talking about the year.
Peyton Manning's rookie year, 98. Yes.
Yeah,
Just stop.
I was
That's
turning
why I
5.
was like, I'm like,
I was
almost
turning
like
5
that,
years
but-
old. I don't have a memory of this.
All right, pick is in. But they got to show a 62 commercial, so
Alex Smith, Ronnie Brown. Look at these names. First round picks too. Ronnie Brown, Philadelphia Eagle legend. Yeah, to only let him follow in the footsteps of Brett Favre, going team to team.
Brett Favre.
Let's put it this way. If the Buccaneers do not take a quarterback, I can't see Pittsburgh passing on either one of the two, Dart or Sanders. It would make no sense.
Oh,
I'm not going to the Buccaneers.
we're still waiting on what Tampa's doing. So
dumb question here. Would any of you guys want to go to the NFL draft?
Been
Really?
When
When?
when it
Radio
was at
City,
Radio
a bunch
City?
of times. When I used to be at Radio City Musical. My dad used to take me with my brother.
What was that like?
Much different than it is now.
Yeah, I
It was
think-
much calmer back then, not overly crazy.
Yeah, they've made
Now
it
it's
into-
more of a show.
Yeah, they made it more into a spectacle.
Right.
And
You get to sit here and listen to somewhat decent cover bands.
no, I think I'd rather sit and watch it than,
Let me
than
put it-
go to it.
There's a voice missing, always for me. And it's Chris Berman.
Yeah. Well, I
I
usually watch what I do watch. I watch the NFL Network with Rich Eisen and Daniel Jeremiah and those guys.
All right, pick is in. Who are they getting?
Called that said wide receiver. I said anything but wide receiver. And they went wide receiver.
Are you kidding me?
No. I don't get it.
The only thing I can think of is if Chris Godwin's recovery's not going.
That's
as
the only thing that would
smooth.
make sense. I mean, you have to also think Evans and Godwin don't have much longer to go. You got to have something in the wings.
I'm also kind of surprised of who it is because
I'm surprised it isn't Golden, to be honest.
Right, because I thought you'd add some explosive too.
Yep.
This makes no sense.
Well, no. Look, kid is an accomplished wide receiver from the Ohio State. That's not the point. He's just not as explosive as Golden. Golden, to me, is the better receiver. That's what I don't understand. That's all. Is you always don't know, let's take the instance of Terrell Davis, went in the 6th round. He's legendary. I mean, anybody could be an NFL hero. Tim Tebow was an NFL hero.
Tim Tebow was nobody's hero. Except for my brothers.
Tried getting a Tim Tebow autograph when he was with the Mets minor leagues.
Oh my God, I hated those couple of weeks.
What was it? Like he broke his hand or something. That was the end of it. He's going to learn well, meaning Abuka. He's going to learn well under Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. I mean, I couldn't picture what better pair to learn from in the NFL for experience-wise. I mean, they're
Now
Super
we're up
Bowl
to-
winning wide receivers.
Yeah. Now we're up to Denver.
Yes, Russ. You don't
I
think
said it
about
once,
that?
I'll say it again. Either Omarion Hampton or Trayvon Henderson.
I think Denver could trade out right here. I don't think they
You
need
don't think
anything
we trade out?
immediate. I said I could see Denver trading out. They don't need anything immediate that they can't get with the extra with some extra picks where they are.
Well, yeah, I could see what you're saying, but I would say at this point, if you could get like Hampton or Henderson and you need a running back, I would just take one of them.
Well, the other thing about running backs is this is a deeper class than what it's been
In
over the
years.
years. Guys
Yeah.
like Damian Martinez are going to go later.
Third round, I would see Martinez going.
Right. I'm not saying now.
Yeah. No,
Coach
no,
Sean
no.
Jenkins is another one from Ohio State,
Yeah.
the Ole Miss transfer.
Yeah. It's going to be more of a second to seventh round running back draft. Janty was going to be the number one pick. That was obvious. The number one running back pick. That was obvious. I didn't have any other team taking a running back after him anyway. Denver, I mean, didn't get rid of, let Javonte Williams go. Dallas picks him up because Dallas doesn't need. I can see Denver picking up a few extra picks here. And the amount of time they're taking their time. They're not running up to the podium. I mean, maybe a player was taken that has screwed up their thinking. That happens all the time too.
Yeah, let's see what Denver's got up there. But they could do a number of things too. All right. So this is from Jordan Schultz. The Giants are trying to get back into round one per source. So the Giants
Yeah, who
are
said that
trying to
2
get
days
back
ago?
in.
Who said that 2
You.
days ago?
So they're
They
trying to
don't
get
want Sanders. They could end up with him. They don't want him. They want Dart. And they made that known, and that was a mistake.
Or do they want Jalen Milroe?
No, they
Dun,
want
dun,
Dart.
dun, dun.
No, they want Dart, and they made that mistake by letting that known.
because
If it's
I think
leaked,
Pittsburgh's going to take Dart.
I'd say Pittsburgh takes Sanders.
I'm starting to lean that way too.
Nothing against Jackson Dart. I think he's going to make one hell of an NFL QB. I see Pittsburgh
Take
needs
us in.
a spark, and Pittsburgh has always had a mobile quarterback.
I also want to say this, even though we don't know who it's going to be. If Mike Tomlin is taking Shadur Sanders, they better get on their hands and knees and pray that Aaron Rodgers is actually coming to town.
You take Sanders, bench him for the first year, which is not, it's been done plenty. Let him learn under Rodgers. Makes sense.
You have him learn under Rodgers. And if anything were to happen to Rodgers, you could put Mason Rudolph in as opposed
still
to
let you-
trusting in the rookie.
He's sitting there. All he's thinking about. No, that's Matt Golden. Sorry. Oh, my glasses on. Shadur Sanders is only losing millions every pick that goes by him. And I hate to say it, that's what is on the minds of all these guys. How much did I just lose now? Unfortunately, it's no longer going out and playing a game. It's how much money you get. Was that the comedian? I think so. Ah, Oh, they do this every year.
What are they doing?
Make a Wish kid gets to call his
Oh,
kid's
okay.
pet. Yeah, they've done this every year. For a different team, so no team does it the same every year. This has been going on for over a decade. Kidding me? I'd faint before
Ooh.
I get to talk. Or I would say, I'm sorry, can I get Troy Aikman to hand me that card, please?
You don't want Raj handing you the card?
I like it, actually.
I love it. Putting him next to Pat Surtain.
Yeah, it's actually one of the best picks in this draft right now.
That is
That's
brilliant.
yeah.
That is an interesting pick.
Denver really took its time and picked the right player to play on the opposite side of Sertan. Not a big guy either. He's under 6.
All right, Pittsburgh. Could this be the one?
If it's not a quarterback, then then I don't know. Good vision, right there.
So
That was
you think
nice.
this is the one they're taking Shador Sanders?
If if it's not Sanders, it has to be Dart. I'm sorry, there's nobody else who fits this next pick. Ooh, I felt that.
I think this. If it's Sanders, I do have something I'm going to say, but Mike Tomlin, I don't love the idea of this.
If you're watching, and we know you are, Mike Tomlin, don't we, Mike?
I got words for you, Mike Tomlin.
You know, 2 mics don't always make a right, but 2 rights did make the first airplane.
2 Mikes don't even make a Mike and Ike.
Ooh, haven't had Mike and Ike in a hot minute.
There's no way they're not. There's no way they're trading this pick. So they're just stalling as much time as they can.
Or the pick is actually in, and they're waiting just to get the card to Raj.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good pick by Denver. Really was. All right, the pick is in. All right.
We're gonna stall, so here's a mediocre cover band to entertain all of you.
And we're waiting on Pittsburgh. Oh boy. Let's see where this goes.
All right.
We have said the pick is in.
Yes. So we have to sit here and listen to more mediocre cover bands.
That we do. But we also are waiting. I just want to say this. I know Mark left the room for a minute. If this is or is it Shador? Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers have to answer this question. What is the plan at quarterback? Not just short term, because you just tried the short term with Russell Wilson. What is the long-term plan? If there's not a long-term plan, You don't have an idea.
Holy crap!
I don't get it.
Holy shit!
That is the ego. That is ego.
Well,
of
Tomlin
Eunice.
we know is a very good defensive coach. That will say.
But this isn't a team that needed defense. This is a team
Right.
that needs a freaking quarterback.
This is a team
Chargers
that
don't
needed
need
a
a quarterback
quarterback.
here.
Like what? You had
Chargers don't need a
Shador.
quarterback. Chargers now are in a position to get Matthew Golden.
Or they could go
Exactly.
Will Johnson too. Remember,
Yes.
played for Jim
I
Harbaugh
would
at
say
Michigan.
Golden. I would say Matt Golden. Get what's his? Get Herbie. Sorry, my brain's all over the place tonight. I swear to God, guys, I haven't been drinking. I swear.
I just
But get Herbie an extra weapon. Get Matt Golden.
That's who I have going.
is
That-
it bad when you said Herbie? I'm thinking of Herb Street. I'm like, all right,
Look.
cool. Herb Street doesn't play.
for a guy who had an off year last year, I would still like to have Justin Herbert's numbers. I mean, I know they say it was an off year, but anybody look at those numbers? I'd kill to have those numbers in an off year. Get him another wide receiver. What he needs.
Okay, here's the other thing about Pittsburgh. They don't have a number two. They don't have a second round pick. So they're
Well-
banking on a pick, one of these quarterbacks sliding into the third round.
Or
Unless they're going to trade a player for a pick, which is totally
we've seen that
possible.
done plenty of times. You could see George Pickens get moved for something like that.
Derek Harmon.
Let me tell you something. George Pickens for a two? Okay.
Let's go.
I wouldn't think that's unfair. I mean, look, I
No,
don't
no, no.
particularly
I'm not
like
saying-
Pickens.
I'm not saying you're wrong at all.
Okay. I'm saying I think that would be fair.
Yeah, they traded a two for DK, so
All right. But I
Right
see
now, if
them
I'm
getting
DK
gold.
Metcalf, I'm questioning why the hell I came here.
if I'm DK Metcalf, I'm like, I want to go back to Sam Darnold.
So at this point, if the Giants are trying to trade into the first round, who are they going to trade with?
You have to look at teams at the end. Obviously, the Commanders are not going to be your target. Team like
I
Buffalo,
would presume
team
Minnesota
like Buffalo or Kansas City.
or Minnesota.
Any one of those three would be perfect. A perfect chance for them to move back in. Right now, you know there's going to be no quarterback pick here, and if there is, then forget it. That makes no sense.
No,
there.
I don't see the next three being quarterback pick teams.
Yeah, I like to see you lift that fridge on a real day.
Because you have the Chargers who have Herbie, you have the Packers who have Jordan Love, and you have the Vikings who have McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy
Yeah, but they need
coming off of ACL injury, so he's still a rookie. But you're not drafting a quarterback here if you're Minnesota either. So
no Minnesota would take.
I could see a running back in Minnesota, to be honest. You got the receivers
That's for sure.
with Addison and Jefferson. You don't need another receiver there. You have, God, I almost said Sam Laporta by accident.
Fryermuth? Where are you? What team are you
Well-
talking about?
Was Lions, now Vikings tight end.
Hawkinson.
Thank you. You have Hawk. So you got your offense pretty much set, but you really don't have a running back. But they can get a running back in the second round. I wouldn't waste that here. Will Johnson wouldn't be a bad pick here now.
The Chargers could use a few things.
I'm actually kind of surprised Josh Simmons is still up there.
I had him mocked to the Rams. Don't ask me why.
I
Wow, we
actually
are
am
on a
not
Bills
shocked to
go
have him
team.
still up there because don't forget this past season he was injured.
I just everybody's
Waiting
passing
on
on
the
Shador
fighting
like chicken
carbs.
feet in a buffet room.
Waiting on the fighting Harbs.
I'll be 1,000% honest. If I had an opportunity and I could have, I would have put a bet down in Pittsburgh that Shadur Sanders would have went there and I would have lost.
So
I have
thank
no idea
goodness
where
you
he's going.
didn't bet.
Yes. No idea where he's going to go.
Mark, there are more important things to bet on right now.
Right now, I'm
That's
betting on
true,
me
like, you
getting
could bet-
better, and
You bet on the
Oh,
first place New York Mets.
yeah, Bill. Don't forget about
Oh,
that.
did you guys hear? Did you guys hear this with betting? You know, this past Monday we lost Pope Francis. There are people betting on who's going to be the next pope. Did you hear about
Of
that?
course there are. You kidding me? Conclave. Second one in my lifetime.
Have you seen the movie Conclave? It's actually good.
Yes. It was an amazing movie.
When
it was
we're
an
off air, we
amazing
have to
movie.
compare notes.
Conclave, and then if you want to watch a movie again about Conclave, Angels and Demons, part of the
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing.
yeah, part of the Dan Brown series.
Yeah, that's the
Wait.
prequel to the Da Vinci Code, right?
Correct.
You want a real movie to go see? The Country Bears. The old Disney movie. Phenomenal.
We're talking high power here. I like to come in with the good old animated stuff, you know.
Darn right I did.
Well, Christopher Walken's in it, so
Used to be
I
able
think the
to
Chargers
do
are
a good
taking Matt
Christopher
Golan.
Walken.
And I'm also surprised there's only been one trade. However, the Chargers have 15 seconds left, and I remember a draft where somebody didn't get the card in on time.
I don't
And
think
the
I've
time
ever
ran
seen
out.
that.
7, 6.
So what happened?
They lost the pick.
Usually they'll say the pick got called in on time and it's an error.
All right, so the pick is officially in with 1 second on the clock.
Which might have meant that they were listening to trade offers.
At the
Guys, I
last
want to
minute.
apologize if I haven't tonight. So
You've been fine, Bill. I mean, right
Okay.
now, with the amount of time they laid off, could the Chargers be saying to trade out with the Giants? That's why it was so long. Where the Giants called.
that could be possible.
I mean, if you're taking the Chargers or what is that, 22, cost you obviously your second round, probably a third and a fifth is what I would ask for.
Maybe even forget the fifth and maybe ask for a pick next year.
The second next year, then.
Yeah.
This would be an opportune time for the Giants. If the Giants can or could pull off a deal, this would be one hell of a draft by the Giants organization.
The only team left in the circle of remaining picks that needs a quarterback is the Rams.
Because Stafford is pretty
Stafford's
much
getting up there.
right.
So if you could jump them and you get your pick of Dart or
Sanders.
Milrow,
Right.
I listen, I'm not going to say Shadur because we've talked enough about him, and
Right.
I don't think he's that great.
This is the longest pick of the night so far. I mean, I wasn't here for the first 5, so I don't know how far they went. I was coming back from the city. This is the longest pick I've been a part of for tonight, and I wonder if there has been a trade. They're hugging it out in the war room. So it looks like they actually have a pick. Oh, here comes the Utes.
I love you, man.
Definitely in their need. Definitely in their need. It's a good pick.
Okay, not a bad pick.
No, it's
Oh,
not a bad
J.K.
pick at all.
Dobbins still on the market. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a
Speed.
great pick. The Green Bay Packers are now on.
Okay. This could be your guy, Matthew Golden.
Well, if anything, they
I actually
definitely need
had
more
Golden going to
targets than
Green
Christian
Bay.
Watson. So yeah.
Christian Watson's going to miss the first part of the year, minimum.
Oh, that's right. He had the ACL injury at the end of the season.
Last game of the year, he tore his
Yeah.
ACL.
So yeah, he's going to miss at least the first 4 to 5 games, 4 to 6 games. Well, we'll see because
I forget
May
the
is when
Chargers
teams can
brought in
start putting
Najee
people on pup
Harris.
lists. I believe it's May is as soon as when teams can start putting players on pup lists. So I think it has to be after the schedules come out or something like that. Then they can start declaring injured reserves, etc.
I thought it was once minicamp started.
It's changed so much back and forth over the years. It very well could be, or just timing wise. But as for Los Angeles Chargers, they got a spark here with that pick. You know, Patch does have to work tomorrow morning, so he's probably sleeping with one eye on the TV right now.
Well, no, he's traveling for States tomorrow, I think.
You know what would make this fun? If that was outside of Lambeau and they did the draft in January 1st when it's negative like 14 degrees. Wonder how many people they get out there.
Yeah.
Probably all the Packer
I
fans.
don't
at
think
least.
that'd be a lot of fun for people.
That's definitely one NFL stadium I would love to visit. To be a culture of history to go visit Lambeau. That's one stadium on my list to see.
No, mine too. I know it's not football, but you know what stadium I'm actually going to in a couple weeks? I'm going to PNC in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm going to Pittsburgh. I think I told you I'm going to Pittsburgh. I'm actually seeing AC/DC at the Steelers Stadium.
Yeah.
It used to be Heinz Field. And then the next day, my dad was like, "Hey, the Pirates are in town. You want to stay in? We can stay an extra day. Go to a Pirates game." I'm like, "I'm down." I heard it's a really nice stadium, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah, the team
It is a
just
nice
sucks.
stadium. The team sucks. Well, maybe you'll be there when Paul Skeens pitches. If you're gonna go there, you end up seeing somebody. I hope this kid doesn't blow his arm out.
All right, Ian Rappaport. At 23, the Packers are getting trade calls similar to the Chargers at 22. So there
What?
were calls made to the Chargers. Now there are calls being made to the Green Bay Packers.
Who, the Giants?
Green Bay
He didn't say
needs to
specifically.
use this pick. Green Bay can't afford to pass this pick. They need to use this pick. So I don't see a trade happening here unless it is so good that you can't pass it up.
Go back.
Malik
You
Neighbors
can't let
goes
the
to Green
hometown
Bay.
down.
Malik Neighbors goes to Green Bay, and then the Giants get the pick. I like it. Works for me on a lot of levels. No more
How's it
Malik
work for
Neighbors
you?
in New York. No more Malik Neighbors in New York. I don't have to worry about facing him. I hung my head when the Giants drafted him last year because I knew what a talent they got.
Oh God, no! If the Giants traded Malik Neighbors, I would have screamed every word in the book.
You don't trade the key to the city, but yet you trade a guy who can't even make it to the end zone without tripping over the 20-yard line.
And then you let
You're still going to remind me of that, don't you, Mark?
And then you give
let
him a $40 million
Saquon-
extension.
And then you let Saquon go to the Eagles and then win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Why do you guys must remind me of my pain?
Because it's your
Now
fault.
that's a Packer fan. You dye the beard green, you are committed.
Or that.
Now that's
beard-
dedication.
I'm sorry. You go dye beard green. You are a committed Packers fan. I'm sorry.
Or a crazy Irishman on St. Patrick's Day.
That too. You go to Chicago to see that.
Yeah, the River Green.
I can't even believe it. I mean, I'm sure Green Bay is listening to everything, but I can't see them trading away this pick.
Oh, if
Unless they plan on
trade
giving
away
up
this
on the
pick, there will
season,
be
and I don't
riots
see
in
that
the
happening.
streets.
Again, all the info was they were getting calls.
They might still be talking.
They can bring this all the way down if they want.
Nope. There's one team. Jordan Schultz says, "Let's talk with the Packers."
He didn't say who it
And
is.
I can't see it being anybody else but the Giants. I'm sorry.
Nope, it's another NFC East team.
Eagles?
The Eagles are discussing moving up.
To go get Matt. Why? You don't need the receiver. What is your target?
I don't know.
I'm not just trying to think on a I never thought I would ever say this. I'm trying to think on a Philadelphia level. What the hell would the Eagles need that they couldn't wait 4 picks for? Yes, I can see it on my screen. Thank you. I didn't know I had eyes.
No, it's in.
Yeah, that's in.
Lots of clock burned, but the Packers stay put.
Yeah. I would have been very surprised if they gave up this pick. Very surprised.
And if they're staying put, I think there's one position and one position only.
To me, it's wide receiver. It's what
Yeah,
they need.
I'm with you. I think it's Golden.
Yeah.
They're taking Matt Goldman.
They need a wide receiver. Like we said, Christian Watson's out for at least the first quarter of the season. I mean, right now, if you ask me to name another Green Bay wide receiver, I can't. So I can't see it not being a wide receiver. And if you pass on Matt Golden here, then there's something greatly wrong in the universe.
But by the way, I just want to make this note. Was once they announce it, because I think it's going to be Golden too. This is a first-round receiver for Jordan Love. They never drafted a first-round receiver for Aaron Rodgers.
No. All right, who's next one? Oh, God. Hi, all. I'm here to tell you I traded your lousy pick.
Hey, it's my cousin Mark.
About to say, Bill, it's another Murphy. You must be related.
Well, there's about 1 billion of us, so
That's true. My mom's best friend's last name is Murphy.
hey, it's probably
Murphy like
the same
Chang,
cousin
you
of
know,
mine.
it's a common name.
And
Big phone
one of my all-time favorite Mets was Daniel Murphy.
Oh, love Daniel
Oh yeah,
Murphy.
he's another distant cousin.
It has to be Golden. If it's not, then hell is frozen over.
So Green Bay just froze again?
Yeah. Oh, God, you couldn't get me to play out there in the winter.
The one thing I will always remember is the '07 NFC title game with Tom Coughlin's red ass face.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh, can we stop with the special mentions? Just pick already. We're all tired. All of us have work tomorrow. Finally.
I gotta tell you, the nonsense has got to stop here.
Here it is. There it is.
The golden.
That is congratulations, Green Bay Packers. You ended up with a good pick. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Congratulations to Green Bay. He fell all the way there. I cannot believe it.
Here's a trivia question for you. Who was the last receiver the Packers took in the first round?
Sterling
And
Sharp.
the hint is this: it was during the Brett Favre days.
I was about to say Sterling Sharp.
No,
Oh,
2002.
Randall Cobb.
Nope.
no. $2002. Jesus. Don't know.
Javon Walker.
Oh, God.
By the way, here's the funniest part. Matthew Golden was born in '03.
Again, if you did not see this kid play in college, you're going to see him on a lot of highlights.
He
You'll
can
see
run.
him in a lot of highlights this season.
He can run. I would be
Okay.
very excited. They
If
still
I was a Packers fan, yes, they still need a lot of pieces. Still need a lot of pieces, but this fills a huge hole.
the Vikings are next.
And the pick
Pick
is
is in for the
already
Vikings
in.
already.
That was fast.
I feel like this is offensive line or one of the
Has to be.
safeties.
Has to be.
Clowney from Oregon.
No,
I'm thinking one of the Ohio State guys, either Simmons or Donovan Jackson.
no, cornerback.
The-
That they need secondary help.
This is why I'm a little surprised they didn't trade, because they have other needs. But
Or they can get Will Johnson right now.
well, so Schefter just said teams are worried about a knee issue he has. So
I haven't heard anything about a knee issue at all over these last month about him. So I don't know where that's come from.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that's all out of the blue because I've never once heard he was dealing with a knee issue.
Oh, why does he get to speak?
So Ian Rappaport, the Eagles are working the phones. They're trying to move up. I don't know who they want or what they want.
But I don't. The only thing I can see the Eagles really needing is offensive line, but why move up? It's gonna be there when you want it.
Joe Shane, come on, let's get to work here.
Unless they're so convinced that either Houston is going to take that pick. For the Vikings, even if they were to flop picks, it's not a bad thing for them either. They're still going to get what they need.
Joe
So,
Shane, come on.
Watch the route running if they show besides his speed.
He's golden, man.
Yeah. He's quick off his feet and look at the separation. Nice corner out. One arm, nice one arm grab. I want to see some better stuff than just highlight stuff. That type of stuff I like. His footwork is good. Quick slant here.
All right.
Well,
Pat
Minnesota's happy
Leonard.
with what they're doing.
Pat Leonard, Daily News source: the Giants are moving up, Bill.
Really? Where?
They're trading with the Texans. They're trading $34.99 and a future third.
And
Okay.
then you're gonna see,
And
but
you're going to take 25 and you're going to get Shadur Sanders.
or you're gonna get Jackson Dart. I'm sorry, they were meeting with him this morning.
I'm trying to make him angry. Why can't you let that go?
I'm not. The more anticipation we throw on him, the better. Right, Bill?
Right. More anticipation, the better.
By the way, you know the
We'll get some
videos.
protection for JJ. Not a bad pick.
You know the videos the teams release on the phone calls.
Yeah.
I love those things, man.
I like the one for the jersey I'm wearing from 2 years ago when Micah Parsons says, "Please tell me it's not Jerry Jones." I wanted.
Oh, and
Here it is. Mike was right. Here it is, Bill. Here it is. Sit up. Be
I'm
happy.
watching. I'm watching.
You look like you're falling asleep.
No, I'm watching.
he looks like he's falling asleep.
Giants are on the clock.
Yes, they are.
Oh, here comes Danny boy.
Are you gonna get darts ready, or are you gonna get something else?
I'm calling Jackson Dart as they were meeting with him this morning. If they end up with Shadur, it's not bad either. But I have Jackson Dart over Shadur.
All right,
No,
so
I think
Bill,
they're picking. I think they're picking Jackson Dart.
so Bill, here's the
Joe
deal.
Shane.
It's 25 for $34.99 and a third rounder next year.
Okay.
Got away with a third rounder over a second for next year. Pretty good deal.
So they don't
Negotiating.
lose
Good
like
negotiating.
all their picks this draft, though, do they?
Good negotiation.
What'd you say?
They don't lose all their picks this draft, do they?
No, I think they have a couple of fours.
I think they have a 4 and a 5 left.
Well, we lose our second and third.
Yeah.
Well, I count 34 as kind of a first too. Like you were gonna get a decent player at that spot.
I'm
Oh,
telling
God.
you. It's
I have
Jackson
a feeling
Dart.
they're going to pick Shador, but I really wanted to pick Dart.
They were meeting with this kid this morning.
I really want it to be Milrow, if I'm being honest.
I think the Giants tipped their hand this morning that this was their target all along. And I said to you the other day they were going to trade back and get it.
That what we're leaning towards, Jackson Dart.
I think it's going to be
Yeah.
Dart.
Jackson Dart.
But Joe Shane is not an expert in disappointing me. So we'll see what happens.
You get Sanders. It's not like it's a loss. I think either one would be fine. Either one throwing to Malik Neighbors this year is going to be fine.
Sources are saying Dart.
I Jackson Dart.
Pick is in, but we're in commercial.
Sources are saying Dart though.
Sources are saying Dart.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My sources are lying to you.
Mike, you're on the island. I don't want to know what sources you have.
I got
Me neither. They're
Li-
probably
listen. Are you kidding? My sources are great.
Who is it?
Some guy who runs a pizza shop up the road.
Of course, you would be
Is
friends
the
with
pizza good
guy.
at least?
Dude, have you ever had Long Island pizza?
I think I may have. Yeah. I've had Long Island bagels before. They're not that impressive.
Are you? Oh my god!
What
Like
are you
you're
talking about? What are you talking about? You never had Long Island bagels. They're the same bagels you always eat, dude.
No, I remember a friend of mine got them, and I had one. I'm like, that's a bagel.
You have to go to
And-
Rockland County and you got to go to Rockland Bagel, the best bagels on the friggin' planet.
Oh, I think I've had those before. Because my
Yes.
buddy's girlfriend lives in Rockland.
Pick 'em up
and
right
he
off
got-
the line
he
as
got
they come
bagels
off.
there.
Right as they come off.
Where in Rockland is this bagel shop?
Right by Suffern.
actually
Within
Is
5
it in
minutes of Suffern.
Pearl River
You-
by any chance? Or
No.
you actually want to think about something here. The Giants taking a quarterback here just made
Brilliant.
Jameis Winston expendable.
Yep.
Well,
I'm not saying you're
Very,
gonna
very good point.
well, you could either use him as a sort of bridge guy throughout the season and then insert Dart later, or you could trade him.
okay,
Well, my
No.
point, Dan, is I've made this point multiple times. Like, if there's a quarterback who gets hurt during training camp, because there's always the one, boom, you've got Russell Wilson, and at some point you may want to play Jackson Dart, and you got Jameis Winston as an
all
expendable.
right. New York Giants 366 are saying Jackson Dart, but I'm taking Regis sources because if anyone has ever listened to SIP, you know I have my issues with New York Giants 366. They're like wrong about everything. That that website is literally run by professional wrong people.
But I will say this: I think Joe Shane, no matter who he takes here, whether it's Dart, Milrow, even Sanders, I give him credit for making these two picks, getting a potential game changer edge rusher, and trying to figure out the biggest position of need on the team.
When I saw the news this morning that they were meeting with him, I said the question is who do they make the trade with?
Oh, all right, Adam Schefter. The Atlanta Falcons are moving back into the first round. They're taking the Rams spot at 26.
Oh,
Well,
three
with Matt
trades-
well, that actually makes sense. So, if the Giants take Dart, is Atlanta going to take Sanders to back up Penix?
Funny.
Forget about Cousins, and you trade Kirk Cousins.
Or they're taking one of the safeties.
Well,
Come on, Raj. Just make it official.
I can't believe I didn't bet this. Told you.
It's official now.
Yep. Said it yesterday. Sorry, 2 days
So
ago.
did the Beatles. I
Big
got
Bell,
the slight
quarterback.
chuckle.
That's your quarterback.
You know what?
This
Good-
kid has a
good move by-
lot to live
I
up to
cannot
right
believe
now.
I'm giving Joe Shane credit, but good move by Joe Shane.
Yes. Great move by the Giants organization as a whole.
You
here.
got you got the edge court. You got your edge rush with Abdul Carter. Now you got your potential solution to your quarterback problem.
Well,
And
I like Dart as he played in college, but I heard a lot of people say a lot of the same thing about Daniel Jones. So let's get the kid on the field before we hand him the keys to the city. And that's all of us.
you know-
Jackson, welcome to New York.
you know
Welcome to New
Dable's
York, Mr.
pumped.
Dart.
Look how pumped Dable was.
Well, Dable finally might get cheers for the first time he's been on the sidelines.
Well, to be fair, like,
First season.
he didn't really have his guy. This is his guy. If it
Yeah.
No, I'm with Reggie on this one. I think the thing is Daniel Jones was basically leftovers from Gettleman.
But I think the problem was instead of doing the 5th-year option on Jones, they declined it. He goes out, has this great year. Then they put themselves in the bind of overpaying him.
No, that is too true. And you know what? This will probably be the last time I'll say this because it's now time for a new. It's time we turn the page. But Daniel Jones was not worth $45 million.
He knew that. Why do you think he signed it so fast?
But no, I'm with Reggie on this one. Brian Dable can now mold his guy.
You would think he's
just
gonna get what?
Sorry, Dan.
You'd think he's gonna get at least 2 years on this, right? This is gonna
He
Yes.
has to get at least 2 years.
yeah. So on draft night, the Giants bought the Shane and Dable bought themselves 2 more years. Go ahead, Olaf's guy.
As a Dallas Cowboy fan, this pick worries me a little bit because you got Malik Neighbors, and now you got someone who can literally hit him anywhere on the field.
Yeah.
Giants now need a running back. Tracy's not enough. The Lions aren't going to be taking secondary. They just signed Kirby Joseph to a huge extension yesterday. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Lions are not taking calls now.
So here's the Falcon Ram trade details. The Falcons get number 26 overall and a 3rd-round pick this year. The Rams get number 46 overall this year, a 7th-round pick this year, and next year's 1st-round pick from Atlanta.
Whoa!
Wait, can you repeat that, please?
That was, oh my
Sure. The Falcons get a 1st this year and a 3rd this year. The Rams are getting number 46 overall this year, a 7th-rounder this year, and next year's 1st-rounder from Atlanta.
And that's huge because we know what happens when teams acquire the first pick. Look at Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
Not
Yeah.
to say that Atlanta's going to lose the whole season. I mean, they got a good team to play with.
Yeah, but if you're in the top 15 or something, I mean.
Yeah, it's got to be.
You know, I just want to ask one question.
We don't know how Atlanta's going to do this season, though. So, you know.
Well, that's the thing. It's going to be the
Can we say
first
the Kyle
full
Pitts
year of Michael
experiment is over?
Penix.
Okay. Question is,
Okay.
Oh, me. The question is, you know, I just want to go back to the Giants for a second. Do you think maybe they should have just not done the trade and maybe Jackson Dart would have been there at 34? Or do you think they made the right choice there?
Jackson Dart would not have been there at 34.
No chance.
And getting him in the 1st round guarantees you the 5th-year option.
Exactly. That's the point that sealed the deal right there.
And the Atlanta Falcons have just picked James Pierce Jr. from the University of Tennessee.
Where did I had him going in the 2nd round. I didn't have him here, but there's nothing wrong
Had him
with
in the 1st round.
I thought of him in Detroit, put next to Hutchinson, but Atlanta 2 picks, both on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah. All right. Baltimore. All right.
Listen,
Baltimore.
no one screams Baltimore Raven to me more than Malachi Starks. You let Kyle Hamilton do whatever the hell he wants. You put him next to Malachi Starks.
Oh. It's a good pick. No, I'm going to rephrase that. That's a good pick. Would fit with the scheme. Definitely fits with the scheme. The question is, I mean, they're looking for someone to set the tone like a Ray Lewis, and I don't think that's him, though.
Well, you already have your current Ray Lewis with Roquan Smith.
Correct. Okay, very true. But offensively, Baltimore needs nothing, in my opinion.
No.
I mean, they can always add to the O line, especially second, third round. They don't have to go that here.
And I
Don't
got to
need a
tell you,
receiver.
do they really need a receiver though?
They don't need a receiver.
Yeah, they brought in D Hop, so
Right. I mean, both tight ends are off the field because of the decline of Mark Andrews last year was massive.
Right.
Do you
who
think
the
Philly
Ravens
was
picking?
trying to trade up to try to steal Jackson Dart away from the Giants?
no, because they don't need a quarterback.
Nah.
Well, something happens to hurt. There you go.
Yeah, I think Philly was looking. I don't know why. But I think they
That
were
just came
looking
to me just now.
defense.
Not like that was a definite idea. It's just that's the only thing that made sense. Is why is Philly needing to trade up 2 spots for?
They must have saw unless they were looking at Golden and saw that he was still out there and was like, "Ooh, there's our perfect."
Yeah, but when you have
for
AJ
and
Brown,
Devontae.
Devonta, and Johan Dotson, you got 3
I
competitive
think
wide
didn't they
receivers.
just decline his 5th-year option?
If it did, it happened today because I did not see it.
Hold on, I will look. Jahan Dotson. Yeah, the Eagles declined the 5th-year option.
Okay, so then yes, that possibly was the target. That possibly was the target. The Ravens pick is in. Mike could be right with Malachi Starks. I could see a cornerback here. And that's it trade wise. I don't see anything else really being made.
But back to the Atlanta deal. I love that deal for the Rams.
Definitely does work out. But getting that first round for next year, that is so big. Especially, God forbid, anything really happens bad to Stafford. I officially hate this commercial. I'm sorry.
I don't know what the commercial is.
The one where Tom Brady's riding a big goat in the middle of Dick's Sporting Goods.
The Dick's commercial.
Mind you, I love Dick's Sporting Goods. Dick's Sporting Goods is the best place to go. I can say that because they are the sponsor of my T-ball team. So thank you, Dick's Sporting Goods, for supplying everything. Just kick Tom Brady out, please.
So do you think it's fair to say, folks, that Shador is not getting drafted tonight?
No, there's still picks. Until 32 happens, I'm not saying no.
And he made that custom draft room too.
Shador Sanders has lost better than $50 million tonight.
What has he lost $50 million on? What, endorsements?
No, just in signing bonuses and contract wise.
Yeah,
Wherever
based on
he
the round.
goes because of his father, he's going to get night commercials. That's he doesn't have to worry about ads. He'll get all of them that he wants. It's the draft position. And anybody who's watched the movie Draft Day understands it. As I watched it this
Kevin
morning.
Costner.
As I watched it this morning, as I do on every draft day since it's come out.
Oh, now we're waiting on the Ravens, correct?
Yeah, pick is in and the putz is on the stage. You were right, bud.
There are certain teams you know how they're going to go about it, and the
Good call,
Baltimore
Mike.
Ravens are one of them teams.
Good call.
I love this. I think this might be my favorite pick of the entire first round. That is how much I love this.
I mean, the kid, he's going to fit very well with the defensive scheme. I've always considered Baltimore more of a defensive team than I've ever considered them an offensive wise. And that's even with Lamar. Height wise, I figured he'd be over 200. That's a safety. Good coverage. Good coverage. Damn. You know who he reminds me of, Mike? Ryan Westbrook.
Malachi Starks reminds you of Brian Westbrook?
Not Brian Westbrook. Brian Dawkins. Right team, wrong
That's
wrong.
better
Right team,
thought.
wrong last name. Right team, wrong last name.
That's a little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
sorry, my bad.
he's got a little bit. I also think he's got a little bit of Ed Reed in him. I really do. I think you could get that out of him.
He's athletic. He's not your hard pounding, strong safety hitter
No.
like Roy Williams or a Darren Woodson.
But the thing is, Mark, he doesn't have to be because of how they play Kyle Hamilton.
Exactly.
For a defense that's going to go up twice against T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, and now DK Metcalf, I love this.
The Lions are going to go deep. I think the Lions are going defense as well. Linebacker, at least. They're going to pair somebody up with Hutchins.
They got to take somebody to pair up with Hutchins.
Because he's coming back from that injury. He's going to lose a step or two.
I'm just disappointed they didn't really add in the offseason to go next to him.
Yep. A lot of, I mean, look. Just because a first round pick is drafted doesn't mean they go to stardom. As we've seen, many of players, such as, do we bring in the big name of Ryan Leaf? Ryan Leaf was going to be
The biggest
greatest of
draft
all
bust
time.
in NFL history.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All right. Now,
The Jaguars, to me, made the trade of the draft. Getting Travis Hunter. I would never have picked that in a million years. Would never have picked that.
they wanted to make a splash. They did.
It sure did. I mean, if you watch what Brian Robinson Jr. just did alone in his rookie year, now you're going to have to play him one-on-one with Travis Hunter on the other side because he's going to play Iron Man football. Jacksonville has said in notes he wants to play both ways. We want him that way.
All right, the pick is in Detroit. Who do you gentlemen have?
I actually had Detroit trading out, but the only thing Detroit needs is linebacker. And that's where you got the pick of the litter here. There's plenty of names that fit. I just don't want to pick the one I know they're not going to pick and then be wrong.
And who's
I
that?
think they're going someone opposite Aiden Hutchinson.
It has to be. It's the really because of signing Kirby Joseph yesterday morning. That's where they're weak. Offensively, they're one of the strongest teams in football.
Yeah, they don't have a real need at receiver. They definitely don't need a running back. Unless they wanted to go corner too, which is fine by me.
The secondary broke down as it always does. Excuse me. At the towards the end of the season, so a cornerback would fit here. Covering the Lions last year, I had them either trading out or putting somebody next to Hutchinson. That's all I had.
And then after Detroit,
Look
I
at this
believe it's
Wanka.
Washington, correct?
Correct.
So Dan's people are going to be up in arms over it.
All right.
Okay.
I know why they're taking him, but I don't like it. I mean, I'm sorry. Anybody wants a defensive tackle like this, but they don't need that. They needed a linebacker.
Maybe
You
they
know
pick
what?
up.
I'm not going to get angry over it because they could have used help up front. I'm not going to.
Ooh.
All right.
I mean,
Who do you think Washington's taking?
if Washington doesn't take Will Johnson, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, knee issue or not, that would be.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if they let
I think
him
if
go.
Washington doesn't take Will Johnson, I think Buffalo might take him.
Well, Buffalo needs defense. Buffalo also needs offense.
Buffalo
too.
needs a couple of things. I'll tell you this: if he gets by Buffalo, Kansas City could use a corner too.
Yep. I mean, this kid's a big boy. Shador Sanders is going to fall into the second round.
Biggest boy.
That means no guaranteed fifth year, and he's going to lose half the money value.
Unless someone's trading with the Eagles or Chiefs. But I don't know.
The Chiefs would be the last team.
I don't know who that team would be.
I mean, could you be Washington? I mean, no, that would make no sense to draft him to back up Jaden Daniels. Sorry, I like Jaden Daniels. I don't want anything to happen to him, even though he plays for the Commanders. I think he's
I don't think Shador's
fantastic quarterback.
I'm about to make an official statement. Shador is not getting picked tonight. Thank you and God bless.
This is that fifth year is the biggest part of it. And I wonder once 1, 2, and 3 were gone, everybody said, forget it. Don't worry about it. Why is Dan very happy?
Dan's happy.
I'm seeing something on Twitter.
Oh. I was like, Dan's smiling. Like, what does he know?
No, it's
Dan's
funny.
in the heart of
Dan knows everything.
Shador Sanders is not getting picked tonight. Thank you and God bless.
Here's what I was looking at.
Oh boy.
Bill, this might not be safe for your eyes.
Oh,
How come you don't want me, man?
oh, oh.
I remember that scene too. But that actually,
Mr. John D on X. Good job.
that was great. Unbelievable.
It is strange. A lot of people are like shocked that he did not go in the first round.
I'm surprised too.
I said if Abdul Carter would be at 3, that's who the Giants would take. I said they will not take Sanders if Abdul Carter is there. And we all knew what picks 1 and 2 were. It was pretty much set in stone. It was going to be Cam Ward and Travis Hunter. And the right decision was made at 3.
I think so too. Even though I
Yeah.
had the Giants taking Travis Hunter, I agree with you.
Well, you were going to wind up with one or the other.
No, because when Dan and I did our mock draft on Monday, I had the Giants taking Hunter. He had the Giants taking Carter.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a shock to everyone what happened with Tip.
I'm walking out of the building and I'm like, what the? Are you? I
Now,
couldn't believe it.
Now you look at that.
I gotta
and
tell you,
where's Jacksonville going?
The Giants
you
Facebook
picked Carter.
pages that I'm on right now, the Giant fan Facebook pages that I am on, people are literally killing each other right now.
You got 2
If you're a
amazing
Giant
draft picks.
fan, you should be happy tonight.
Yeah.
Some
got
I'm gonna
two
say goes, we should have picked
amazing
Shador.
drafts.
They said we should have
No,
picked Shador. Mel Kiper said Shador's better. I'm like,
There's 2 reasons why you were better off with Jackson Dart than Shador. Reason number 1 is every time Shador took the field and threw a pick, took a sack, you'd be hearing Brian Dable's got to go and we got to bring in Dion. And I think that within itself is a massive distraction.
I think so too.
So that's the other part. 2, you have Russell Wilson to play this year. So you're not throwing Jackson Dart right into the Wolves. You could be patient.
Jackson Dart, I mean, watching the highlights of him and then obviously seeing the leaked report this morning, for the first time in a long time, I was right about a trade in the draft. Does not happen often in the draft.
Oh, okay. Really like the Washington pick.
Yes. Something they needed to fill was definitely tackle. It's a good pick.
Especially with the Sam Cosme injury during the Detroit playoff game.
Yep.
I like it.
Okay, I think Buffalo's taking Will Johnson.
I think Buffalo's taking wings. I don't know if they're going drums or flats, but I think they're taking wings.
Hey, Moser, if you're watching.
Oh, he's watching. We know Moser's watching. I'm looking at Buffalo's needs. There's a lot of them. Will Johnson fits. They need a receiver as well. You got to hope Kincaid is going to be much better than he was last year. So you're not going tight end. Running back, if they really wanted to, they'll get in the second round.
You're going to get James Cook worked out.
You know, so Will Johnson is probably the best pick on the board for Buffalo here at the moment.
Or Azuri Thomas, the from Florida State.
Yeah, cannot rule him out either.
Unless they go safety and it's someone like Xavier Watts or Nick Imanwari from South Carolina.
That's why secondary is so hard to judge sometimes, because people draft safeties to learn to play cornerback. And that's why it makes it hard to draft secondary. Yeah, this little kid who's jumping up and down, it's like, I'm getting an Xbox. I don't know about you guys.
No.
And he's way up past his bedtime. And so is that little kid covering his ears.
He's got school tomorrow, parents.
Bull crap. He's got school tomorrow.
Oh, no, it's actually like 8:30. It's 8:30 where they are, so.
I have no idea where they are.
No. Green Bay. Is Green Bay really?
Auburn, Washington.
Yeah.
Green Bay's Mountain Time.
Green Bay. I thought.
No. I mean, the kid that they were just showing in the
Wisconsin,
jumping up and down.
Central or Mountain?
No, they were showing a draft. I think they were just showing
saying he's in Washington State, so they're Pacific time.
Okay.
So-
Again,
Okay.
I'm not watching, so I don't.
Oh, Dan, by the way, we won. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, by the way, we won. Won
Go
what?
New York, go New York, go New
On to
York,
round
go New
two.
York.
Yeah.
Dude, they're up 2-1.
I don't care. It's on to round two.
It's not over.
let's get
It's over.
Let's get 2 more wins first.
It's over.
You get one more and you beat their souls out.
Mhm.
But it
I'd
does-
rather win it at the Garden personally, but I don't mind getting it over with tomorrow.
now, of course, if the Knicks didn't, if Cat had asked for the ball more and Brunson wasn't being a hog and Tibbs knew what the hell he was doing, it'd be a 3-0 series lead.
Yep. The Bills pick is in.
I think they're getting Will Johnson.
That'd be a good pick.
It's definitely in their need.
Because
Two more picks.
like most of you, was probably thinking that Johnson wasn't going to be available at this point.
I didn't have him falling this far.
By the way, the Grizzlies are
I actually
laying
had
down the
Atlanta
Thunder.
taking him. So
Oh,
I originally had him going to Atlanta. So obviously I was way wrong.
Oh, all right. So, Bill.
yeah.
Brian Dable announced at his press conference that Russell Wilson is the Giants' starting quarterback.
Are you dead serious right now?
You're not going to throw Dart into this.
I am as serious as I can. You know what? I'm as serious as Lance Storm. So tomorrow, I want you to text Patchy asking him if Lance Storm was serious.
Also, Bill, you don't want to risk like what happened with JJ McCarthy.
No, that is true.
You don't want this kid to lose a whole year. It's good that if he's going to learn under somebody who at least has experience, has been to the big stage. I mean, I guess Russell Wilson is a good peer to have.
Russell Wilson was a smart pickup. I'll give them that. I think the Giants have actually had a very good offseason.
For once in a while, yes. Be good, do good. God bless. Yeah, go Bills my ass. I'll give him $100.
Yeah,
if
what's
he
wrong
runs
with
him
being
over.
good and doing good?
This type of stuff I like to watch.
Oh, I do too.
All right, so Mike Garafolo, the Eagles got their wish. They moved up the one spot with the Chiefs.
Ah,
So now I'm just curious what it is they're so anxious about. Okay, you gotta move the mic down. Thank Roger. Idiot. Not the kid announcing. Right position, just a shock.
Maxwell Hairston. Okay.
Right position.
Okay, very fast.
Yeah.
He can run.
Oh, I thought you were saying, wait, I have something very fast. Meaning,
No. Maxwell Hairston can run. He's also the long lost brother of Scott and Jerry Hairston, who are former baseball players.
I just want to know what is it all about for Philadelphia? That's what I'm interested in knowing.
I'm thinking that could be Will Johnson.
It very well could be. I mean, but what is the official trade? What is the besides the flop? What did they pick up? A fourth? Maybe?
Kansas City picked up pick number 1. Oh, here it is.
Well,
164.
I'm with you guys. Like, what does Philly want?
Well, I think Mike called it right after this gentleman has been picked. They're gonna go get Will Johnson.
So it's a 5th rounder that's going to Kansas City.
Okay. So I mean it's not much. It's
I
a
mean,
little, hey, pick up an extra round when you just want to move up to grab
Yeah,
this guy.
it's late first round. I mean, like
And it's only 1 spot. It's not like they're moving up
Right.
10, 11 spots.
Right. So KC ends up with an extra draft pick, and they're fine with that as going into the second round. I mean, they have needs, but nothing they can't solve from much other rounds on out.
But
Yes,
Kansas,
as all card dealers are now licking their chops as waiting for those jerseys to be cut up and put into national treasures.
Kansas City, I've got to figure is an offensive line after what happened to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You think they're taking Josh Simmons?
They could. I mean, the Juwan Taylor.
Nice turn. Nice way to turn on the ball on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jesus, kid's fast.
Meh.
watch him become a star.
Look how fast this kid is. Jeez.
He's gonna be a star.
Damn.
Watch. He'll be the best corner in the
I mean,
league.
I knew about it. I haven't seen a lot of stuff from it. This is an amazing pick for Buffalo. It's definitely, as I said, was the need in there. And they got a good one.
Oh, Jesus.
And if it's not John, I don't know who the hell it is. What I mean, Eagles. I mean, you have someone backing up Saquon. Yeah, if they were worried about it being a cornerback, you're not moving up 1 spot to wonder about it because Casey wouldn't be doing it. Has to be for a defensive player. We cut the jacket up. I think that would make a great.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
Jahad Campbell's also still on the board.
How the hell did we miss that?
That might be also where Philly's looking.
How the hell did we miss that? Or how the hell did I miss that? How about we?
Because you're not as big of a soup fan as I am.
Hmm.
Good.
I don't think it's him though.
Some sources are saying Campbell.
Just as I said, I don't think it's him. Dan just takes the stake in president.
That's just
Oh.
one. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. It's like I come out. Nah, I don't think I'm taking him. Sources are saying, yeah, I look like predicting the Simpsons badly.
Speaking of the Simpsons, did you see Steve Gelbs' Simpson character?
Steve
Yeah.
Gelb, give me all this- yeah, Steve Gelb, shout it out.
Yeah.
Ah,
The clip that I saw from the SNY Insta page was fucking hilarious. Dying of laughter.
Oh, I love The Simpsons.
Yeah.
I love him too, but I think it may be time for the show to end.
Well, you're gonna have to wait 4 years because it just got picked up for 4 more seasons.
I know Yogi Berra was always known for his famous sayings. This quote comes from Shadur. If you don't draft me, I'm not going to play QB for your team. That is a Yogi Berra statement if I've ever heard it.
When was this said?
This morning. If you don't draft me, I'm not
few
going
more
to play
picks.
QB for you.
The second to last pick is in.
Would it be funny? Shadur Sanders gets picked by KC to back up Pat Mahomes.
No, I don't think Kansas City's wasted a pick. And that's not to insult Shadur in any way, shape, or form. They have an actual need.
Oh, they have a few.
Yeah,
They got to protect Patrick Mahomes.
Use a corner. Use protect offensive line help.
Offensive line, big time.
So the Eagles, I think they're either picking Campbell or Johnson.
I'm going Campbell.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with my guns. I'm staying on Will Johnson.
You know what? A house divided. I'm picking Johnson as well.
I got to tell you, if Will
Wow,
Johnson,
Mark, we're on the same side
if
of
Will
something.
Johnson falls to 48 tomorrow, I'm going to be very intrigued.
If you don't draft me, I'm not going to play QB for your team. I
I'm
can't
not
get
gonna
over this.
draft you. You're not going to play quarterback for my team.
It's a dumb friggin' statement.
I'm not again. I'm with you.
Trusted,
If you don't draft me, I'm not playing quarterback for your team.
trusted Eagles source, Jahad Campbell.
It's going to be Jihad. Okay.
Is he going to play
pick.
linebacker for their team?
You know what? You know what? That disappoints me for this reason. Dan Campbell, you idiot. You could have had Jihad Campbell. You could have been the Campbell Soup brothers. The
And Will
commercials
Campbell.
write themselves.
Okay, Bill, you're covering the next 5 rounds. You're live for 9 hours tomorrow, 8 hours the day after, and 11 hours the day after that.
Guys, I kind of got planned, but I can move them around.
Yes, we like the Tylers. We've always liked the Tylers.
We've always liked the time. Listen, man.
Tyron Smith. Don't forget about big Tyron Smith who just retired. We like Ty. Anybody with Tyrone, we're taking.
By the way, 5 years, Tyron Smith. Welcome to the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. I'm glad he went back to Dallas and signed the 1-day contract to go out of Cowboy.
I've always appreciated guys who do that.
It's the right thing to do. I guess when you're dealing with baseball, they're given the choice whether they play for one team or multiple
who's
teams they
our
want to go in as.
One more pick.
Oh. Why, Bill? You tired?
I'm good.
It's only 20 to 12.
Dan's still at his job right now.
Dan's in a dark room, it looks like. I feel like they just turned the lights off on him.
I did that at the stadium to a guy. That was actually pretty funny. Locked him in the bathroom and shut off all the lights and just stood out there on the private room deck for a while.
Okay,
listening to him
dude,
scream,
huh?
"Don't leave me
Okay,
in here."
dude, have you ever been in a bathroom when it's dark?
No.
Yeah,
No.
it's not fun. It's not a fun place to be.
No. I'm sorry. My father thought it would be fun to take me to see Poltergeist when I was 4 years old. I can't deal with clowns.
You want to
I'm
know
Jesse
something, Mark?
Eisenberg. I hate
Mark,
clowns.
Do you want to know something? I was terrified of clowns when I was a kid.
I still am.
No, you know what scared? You know what made me really scared of clowns? The Joker in the Batman the Animated Series.
Love the Joker.
Joker's
Shout
my
out
favorite
Heath
villain of
Ledger.
all time. Shout out
Okay, you
Jack
know what? Real
Nicholson.
quick. Well, you say Nicholson was the best Joker?
In my opinion, yes.
Here's my thought. I think if you want the one who was closest to the comics, I would say Nicholson. He was closer to the comics.
Ledger was the evil of the two.
I think Ledger was like the psychopathic serial killer type.
And then your third best happens to be Jared Leto because the job he did in Suicide Squad was flawless.
But Danny DeVito was still the best Penguin.
I don't think. Oh, come on, Burgess Meredith. That's tough.
But
Danny DeVito was definitely right for the character, but Burgess Meredith was something else. But remember, I'm old, so
Yeah, you remember Cesar? What's his name? Is the
Cesar
Joker?
Romero as the Joker. Yes,
Yeah.
he was the first Joker. Jack Nicholson made the Joker right.
Steve Miller Band also made the Joker, right?
Yeah, I
Great
think
song.
what made Jack Nicholson a good Joker was because he was able to combine both the seriousness, like the sinisterness, but also the campiness.
No, Jack Nicholson brought something that no one thought he could bring. Comedy.
One of my favorite lines. What do you want? My face on the $1 bill.
No, that's my dream. That's my dream.
Take that, George Washington's.
That is definitely my dream. Not that my face belongs on the $1 bill. I mean, who the hell want me? See, my wife raised her hand. See, perfect. Makes me feel good.
I'm gonna go into a recall of Dan playing the Will Smith Fresh Prince of Bel Air line from here.
I still don't understand. I mean, I understand it. I understand it, but I think Mike had said it earlier, and is what made me change my mind on Sanders. And Mike made it pretty clear. No team is now guaranteed to have to pick up that fifth-year option unless he's drafted here.
Well, and the other thing is this: like, I know Dion's trying to coach and be a good father, but he's a bit of a distraction.
No, he is.
A bit. He is a distraction. I'm sorry. I love Deion Sanders. Will forever love 21. He needs to let his son go and just do what he's got to do.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree.
Let your son be an adult.
Please. I think no matter what, wherever Shadur Sanders ends up, you're going to see Deion in there in the upcoming years.
Do you think he's going to be in Cleveland?
No,
No.
Because of Flacco?
no.
No.
You are my honest hot take.
Yes.
I think Cleveland's the team that trades for Kirk Cousins.
What was that?
I think Cleveland.
That I
trades
actually
for Kirk
like.
Cousins.
That I like. That would make the most sense of anything right now.
I still think it has to be Pittsburgh. On Shadur.
Right
They're
now,
the only team without a starting quarterback.
well, no, it won't be Cleveland off the bat because Cleveland starts it off tomorrow.
Cleveland and Houston lead off tomorrow.
He finally went off. I had him much earlier. Josh
All right,
Simmons.
Oh, so there's your offensive line help, Patrick.
Yeah. Josh
All right.
Simmons.
Oh, that guy's not happy.
Boys, I have to run because we got to prepare for show.
Go
All
ahead.
right,
We're going to
Dan.
be wrapping up.
We'll talk
See you
to you
Sunday.
later,
All right.
man.
Bye bye.
All right, Mike, you want to count us out?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the SIN live stream of the NFL draft. Check out the podcasts of all of your favorite stuff here, wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the website, thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Great blogs, vlogs, planes, trains, and automobiles. Someone in this room may have posted a new blog today. Who that might be, I don't know.
The only guy who's writing right now, but he's about to get help.
Follow us on the socials, Twitter, Insanity Real, Facebook, the Sports Insanity Network. For the Patch Man, for Danny Boy Reginald, for the Old Ops Guy, for Corpus Crispy, I'm Mike Rifkin. Thank you for tuning in to our live stream edition of the NFL Draft here on the Sports Insanity Network.
Stay safe and take care.
Okay.